Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. Yo, I'm excited for the event. I hope I can summon Lin. And if I cannot, then... Aw, man, I at least want Dragon Bro, but Lin, she is the goal. I mean, I know she's not limited, but she cute. And clearly I got my goals in check, or my priorities in check. Ah, yes. So it was recommended that I go through some of the records, but I will do one Dragon Sister record at a time. Oh, I should do thing first? Okay. But yeah, I'll do one per stream just because I want to see the story already. I'm too hyped. It'll take about maybe like 3 or 4 streams in total to finish the event. So might as well do one sister's story per stream. And of course I had to get her outfit. Look at how pretty she is. But yes, to start, from a long dream woken, from Jiangnan to Saibei, to this anonymous pavilion in Changshu Summit, 1,000 spans, 100 worldly ways, are all no more than an intoxicating dream. So pretty. Here you go, bud. One piping hot bowl of shredded meat noodles. Hot. Miss, there's only half a jar left of the Gui Xing Reserve you wanted, and it's gotten pretty strong. We've got some new Husong in though. Just out of the cellar this morning if you want to give it a shot. Cute. Ever has patron chosen a drink? When does drink chose patron? The ways of Shangshu do take rather differently. That's, might this new wine quench thirst? Absolutely. Husong's light sweet and goes down easy, lingering on your palate for... Might it make drunk? Any wine can, depending on how much you drink. I know not if, once you see myself intoxicated, you may retract that. Hey, she's not local, is she? With how she acts, she has to be some aristocrat touring the sights. She's here in Changshu to kill time. You know, I've been having the same dream every night lately. Yeah, well last night I dreamt I got married to Xia Hui. Eat your noodles already, or you'll be late for work. Allow me to hear. Eh? The dream? No, we were just chattering, miss. Sorry to bother you while you're drinking. Drinking alone does stifle. I bid you wine with me. Tell me your dream. I think waifu is adorable. Oh man, her dad. Her dad reminds me a little bit of the characters in Tekken. I must go off to get power. It's like, okay, dad. Sure, dad. Are you one of those dream interpreters? I've heard people can make a living with that in some parts of Yan. Well, if you're bored, then sure, why not? These last few days, I kept dreaming that catastrophes are striking nearby. Everyone's panicking. All these different orders come flying out of the Tianqi bureaus, and they make me chief constructor, in charge of rebuilding Shangshu's nomadic city. I'm carving stone when a messenger finds me and... Rebuilding? Yeah, I'm sure you noticed when you arrived that our city isn't built like anywhere else. To posit ranges upon migratory platforms would be unimaginable elsewhere. The nomadic city of Changshu may rival even heaven in its craft. Which means our load capacity is many times higher than usual, making it that much hard to get enough drive. I mean, thank heaven for smiling on us and the city for all its amazing people, and the catastrophes are coming so rarely. But we haven't exactly put the nomadic part to the test just yet. And who knows if it'll survive when we do. Yeah, your point is well taken. But in the dream though, I find a solution. The problem keeps gnawing at me after I'm chief constructor until it suddenly hits me that I'm brewing tea. All of Yan's rivers connect, hundreds and hundreds of them, all linked to the sea too. The waterways are completely open. They're natural lines for nomadic cities to travel on. And you know what, say, Water keeps a boat afloat. If you combine the rivers with a nomadic city's own movement system, it solves the lack of mobility from bearing all that load.
Ooh, when nomadic cities separate themselves due to catastrophe, assuming they survive, it takes a long time to be merged back, about 6 months to a year. You know, that makes sense. And that's actually pretty fast, 6 months to a year.
Just imagine, a catastrophe bursts out, and this age-old mountain city turns light as a feather and shoots down the rivers like an arrow. The people sit safe at home boiling tea, the only sign being the wind tossing up the occasional wave to splash over the 3 mounts and 18 peaks. A burst of rain from a clear sky, and suddenly, they realize they've gone 1,000 li without even noticing. Just like that, Jiangsu is free from the fear of catastrophe, and her people safe. A fine and spectacular dream. Would that my sister were here to immortalize its contours in ink? The only realistic part's when you're carving the stone. Who says the rest can't happen? Rebuilding a whole nomadic city, like you'd ever be Tumutianshi. Nay, I see no harm. It is from such dreams one imagines that the Tumutianshi began their very work. Who wants to carve stone their whole life anyway? What, you want to serve noodles till the end of time? Shh, careful. Don't let the boss hear that. It's not so bad. Customers come over from all over the country, so it's never boring. Well, it can be rough being on your feet all day. The boss treats us right whenever a festival comes around. If I keep saving, maybe in a year or so I can get hitched to Xiaohui after all. You want to hurry then, sure. Her house is only average, but with those looks, I hear she's already gotten proposals. Dumbass, think before you speak. You've got a good shot at becoming Tumutianshi though, really. If that dream of yours comes true, then say goodbye to the trials of Shu's paths. They'll be wide open. We'll be able to sell our mountain city's carvings and tea all over Yan. No, more than just Yan. Come to think of it, I completely forgot to get your take on my dream. It can't be normal having it night after night. Never did I say I could explain dreams. I am merely a frequent dreamer of my own. Still, if you want for it, I may yet try. Then, come on. You should have started work ages ago. Pay your bill and get moving. Oh! Shoot! I left in a hurry today and didn't bring my... Add it to my wine bill. Hardly could I hear your dream for free. You're too kind. How can I... I'll ask one thing further. Of the 3 mounts and 18 peaks, which is most remote, most befitting of the trials of Shu's paths? What's your plan? Once I've drunk my fill, I'll want for a quiet place to sleep. I may even dream a dream as fascinating as yours.
Yo, that guy must be so happy. He's like, yay, I got free food. Thank you, pretty lady. You listened to my dreams, and then now I get food. Yummy. I wouldn't mind having a sleepless life and if I don't feel tired. As long as there's no tiredness, I'd be fine with that. Like, dreaming is fun and all, but like half of my dreams I would consider nightmares technically, and I feel pain in my dreams, so sleepless nights wouldn't be too bad, assuming I don't go cray-cray from the lack of sleep. Scholars dream in hairpins wrought to flowers gold, beauties and red peonies by the bridge's other end, and those who dream as common folk in matters devised and feelings aroused. So in this nature does that stonesmith's dream lie. The dream is fine, yet you believe it to pertain to fortune's scale. 'Twas dreamed however wanton, yet you do not dare interpret it however wanton. Dreams at the close are merely dreams. The past and the future always arise by themselves. Why should you be here? Oh, it's the bites. Did Dusk send you to meet me? Or could I be away in her painting by now? Or perhaps I am simply drunk? Where was I just now? You said you envied me. So you little things know how to speak. Very well. If the Who song's proven itself of such good effect, come next time I should try the Guixing Reserve.
Ink, I think you're the only one like me in this whole world, but in the end, you're so much freer. Where's this coming from? Housewares are dead things, no heart or soul. We just happen to be touched up by Ling and made into geists. A teapot with a broken handle and no lid becomes a geist with broken legs and no arms. Anything of thin celadon can't even take a few hits.
Hello, hello?
A geist form and will are confined by its true nature. We can only be however our body is. All the same, we exist only in dusk scrolls, and aren't even necessarily living things. Dusk scrolls are a whole different world. You might be of brush and scrawls, but you're from Dusk's imagination, along with the painting's limitless sights. Imagination is the freest of all. With it, a leaf is a boat, rivers fold in waves, dead trees flower, gray hair is again lustrous. Heaven and earth invert, and all things become hazy.
Where did you learn such words?
Even without form, when ink makes no splash, and the brush halts and leaves empty, that itself has meaning. Dusk's imagination is ceaseless. As the scrolls unfurled, you too are you internally free?
Truly, your envy runs deep from the sound of it.
Where? I would think you're the one worth envying. Oh? To be free at ease isn't all good. I ask you, there are several ink spirits here. Can you distinguish which were painted when Dusk joyed, and which when she grieved? You all look roughly the same. Correct. Not even we know what mood she had in painting us. Perhaps it was only done emotionlessly. But you, while your body is brown, your belly is deep black, stained by a dozen years of boiling tea. I could smell its scent, your scent, before you even approached.
Ooh, he smells like tea. I wonder what kind of tea. I kind of want some tea now. Delicious.
Geese of the fine arts are snobbish. Geese of weapons of war indulge in violence. When a geese is impervious, we know its body has been tempered by heat and flame. You're born with a basis, something to abide by. You're restricted, but that doesn't have to be your end. That is your meaning. In a weregeist, you can see the ware itself, and even more so the one who used it. Even when one dies, the ware itself remains. Ink spirits, though, we are rootless gust. We breeze by and we're gone. Depending on Dusk's mood, she may even tear a scroll apart. What are the scrawls on it?
Oh, that sucks. Okay, maybe I was kind of leaning toward the ink spirit side, but after hearing that, depending on Dusk's mood, she might tear a scroll apart, I think I'd rather be, if I had to choose between an ink spirit or a weregeist, I think I might want to be a weregeist, because on the bright side, I doubt, like Nyan would, or whoever else, or any of the other siblings would, like, just tear it apart. Like, oh, that sucks. Sorry, ink spirit. That is a horrible way to go.
Where? Do you still envy this freedom without root? I still do. How about this? We won't convince each other, and Ling happens to be right here. We'll let her be the judge. So long as she shows no favoritism.
And so you finally remember me? Do you not thirst from your debate? Some jugs of Husong yet remain to quench oneself with.
Glug glug. Glug glug.
Nay, spit it not.
I can't do it. I can't swallow it. It's burning my throat. I beg you.
Dusk drank not wine, fearing a dreamful slumber. Thus, should you too be unable to partake, ink spirit?
Glug glug. The opposite. I think it's quite delicious, clean, sweet, and smooth, with a lingering taste. I'm all dizzy, like Dusk's flipped the painting over. No wonder it said that your knees have a love for this.
And a fine a thing it is. Much do I love wine. The peach plum brews of the south I have drunk. The fierce knife edge of the north I have drunk. Yet the weregeese of my own detailing can take not even a mouthful of it. While the alcohol abscess while the alcohol abstinent dusk draws ink spirit to amusingly considerate of exquisite taste. Might you have thoughts on why? Indeed, you are creations, attaining from us some elements of form and spirit, but as some elements are mine, so naturally some are not. The two do differ in the end. Weregeese are no wares, ink spirits are no ink. Tell, you two, are you not yourselves? Further, just what defines free? Do you feel whether Dusk and I are free?
Bling, you are naturally free.
Is that so?
Could you not be?
I know not myself. The truly free know not why they are free. The fiercer your arduous struggle, the less you'd find release. You are free beings by nature, so why agonize yourself so? You still do not understand? Ah, as you do not, you may well then disperse out of the way. You've wasted some mouthfuls of my wine. Often do they speak of the trials of shoes paths, and so it holds water. They circle and twist, rise bare to the clouds, and as one path turns, it is yet into another. Ooh, hello, hello. Be it so. By the time I reach the summit, a good sleep shall await. Another poet's gathering, it seems. White porcelain cups descend with the current, their wine and the spring water of missable hue. By whom the cups stop, so must they compose three phrases. Those whose vivacity sees not, except the cup prostrate, and so form this stream party. I think it's sweet how Ling views both of them as free. Both of them kind of like, I'm envious of you, I'm envious of you, and she's like, nah, you both are equally as awesome. The wine is Peach Plum Eve's brew, picked of early blossoming peach buds, together pounded and stored evening plum into a liquor, cold and pure and sweet, mouth-watering within the mouth. The way they describe this, it sounds so yummy. The wine's flavor, supremely sublime. The girl of Laketop's song casts a pocket of water chestnuts into the vessel's hold, but carelessly kicks the oar flying out and away. Crisp cries and hollers travel out for lee and lee beyond. The rain twixt spring and summer still falls half a month hence, the fog from striking flagstones as fine as smoke. The neighbors, separated by rain's curtain, grumble for when the hall can dry. Tea's lovers contest with tea, wines with wine, anglings with angling, the wealthy gold and jade, the poor with chirruping bugs. Oh, lest we forget, the Lantern Festival, far livelier than a party by a stream, each lantern unto its own style, lit from streets head to tail, and over the celebration extinguishing not even through the night. In each step taken is earned a phrase, in each sight seen is earned a verse, and so in those poets' gatherings have never I lost. In river water's mist a lotus sits, wine calls to deepest parts rinsed clear by waves. Lay down yourself to West Mount's climbing jade. Wake upon this vessel in your 1,000 years. I think it'd be kind of fun adventuring with Ling. The world's ways softly charm. Now drop, inebriate. What harm is feeble blood, diminished mood? Is your heart content? My heart is so. So it is content, but only content too easily. Tire of one thing, and so 100 things become fresh. But when these freshness reaches their end, you still tire once again. Ling, you are not at an end here. What say you listen to me, go further out and take a look. To the place where spring's breeze never comes? To there.
What difference does it make? You will know once you go. Is that where I'll be at an end? I know not myself. A stream's gathering of poets may be a ling more, a ling less. But the place I bid you go needs you. Perhaps there you will finally be able to write new verse. That nomadic city. That nomadic city laid before the desert. Though it was centuries ago, I still remember the shock when I first saw it. In this instant, I find myself once again stood atop its tower gate. The desert unbroken for endless lee, sandstorms hanging heat in waves, mist vast and far. I can feel as the water departs from my skin. So as to occupy a water source, its construction takes not into the account the occupation of strategic terrain. It treats mountain ranges as barriers and approaches the meadows and lakes. And so, the dry wind sweeps the wide open desert, fluttering against the city walls. It seems a lone titan towering through heaven and earth's interstice, its body unyielding. The banners roll free. The sun sets long upon the river. Outside the gate, the soldiers are porting the corpses of their brothers fallen yesterday in the cause, piled clean row by row. I pass by them, closing each of their eyes. One's ears hear still the bloody battles of yesterday. Arrows shadow out the sun. The skies of night, the sounds of slaughter as if tearing silk, continuing, uninterrupted. Torches are lit between their bodies. Not a one weeps, for a new battle is near. Smoke rolls, but the wind soon blows it into the boundless desert. Poetry and wine have already helped me forget so much I once hated. Yet before such a scene, and before I come to my senses, I have already grasped my armaments again. For every soldier in command by me has grasped their own. We cannot let those fools approach the Yan at our backs. It is their home, home of their loved ones. Stood long before the desert without end, it is not the Titan that is the nomadic city, but its soldiers. A lone city to hear the drums of war. The years are not asked. Heroism is let unabated. Who spake that generals will to die? Old bulwarks birth new willows year on year. He was not wrong. I was meant to come here. Well, that's a depressing sight. And you've come too. I see this truly has been dreamed. Zui Xiang, where'd this roar? How not? I only just drank some jars of Husong. My head spins. Even more roaring. Escape? I need not. I am not neon nor dusk. Where'd this roar? Fine, yeah, fine. Then I shall ask you. You covet this heaven and earth, but know you even what lies between it, vast as that is? Rawr! Know you even whether new teas and watered fields should be picked in March or April? Know you even when bitter cold descends on the desert night, the songs often sung, the wines often drunk? Know you even that of this heaven and earth you know nothing? Of course, you are but me. For not we brag of lives of centuries upon centuries, and still there are far too many matters not yet learned, not yet heard, too many states not yet interpreted, not yet known. And once, like that stonemason in the tavern at Mountain's Foot, did I worry and grieve to dream. Or perhaps, like that little sister of mine, I dared not even dream. And once, like the weregeese in Ink Spirit, did I feel I was bound to myself, and bound to the realm, never free. These creations of our lived centuries on centuries disdain the common people with spans of decades, ridicule how ignorantly they live.
Ultimately, still more foolish we are. Were we. From the south to the north, to the Shangshu summit, in my own regard, it has been no more than an intoxicating dream. Truthfully, since far antiquity, the times past, the places been, the millennia and the myriads, have been but a dream even more grand and farcical still. With this farcical dream concluded, I finally know who I am. Rawr! Never you mind. Even spoken, you do not understand. And even so, still, you do not leave? As you are my dream, you are for me to interpret, for me to intoxicate, for me to awaken. And once I awaken, where will you be? Ooh, cute. Awaken. The wine is run dry. A fine dream. What did I see? The setting light blazing through the clouds midair, 3 mounts and 18 peaks, the endless paths of Shu, the tentacles at our haze, the scenery never before put into a painting, nor into poetry. What did I see? A poet's gathering at a stream, porcelain cups stopping for one person after another. A long pavilion upon the desert, and in the lone smoke, centuries of people beating the drums of expedition. I feel like it was something similar for Invitation to Wine. Like, I can't remember this exact one, but still cute. I saw both the me, contented and unfettered, and the me who sought all solutions, not their details. Dreams are but dreams. For my sake I am, and I am pleased. Though I am clearly at Zhuangjiang summit, vacant and nameless, it is like I can see the whole of Yan, nay, the whole of far antiquity, the length and breadth in all directions, as if the wind flitting past my side. To see mountains yet now question of stone, to near pools yet now forget of water. Such is primality. Perhaps this place should be named the Field of Forgotten Water then. It is as if I have seen Nyan in dusk too. Heh. Though we have met not in dreams, I assume out of them we very soon will meet again. Huh? The sun is through, and water runs yet long, while snowfall flows through vacant moonlit sky. I like how Ling's one is like, okay, let me go to this restaurant, let me drink a bunch, let me buy this guy his food after hearing his dream. Then I'ma go off to that one secluded place and then dream my own dream. Like, oh, look at these little things. Look at the geese. Look at the ink spirit. Adorable. But now I shall dive into the story because I want to meet the others. Mainly Lin. I mean, Dragon Bro, hi, but Lin, long time no see, girl. Resistance is futile. I'm surprised it's starting with a tutorial. I'm scared. Lone redoubt. I mean, no fear, especially since there's just one person I can deploy. No fear, no fear. This is you, man. The catastrophe defenses are huge. Oh, it's a kitty.
What are you looking at? The enemy's attacking. Get ready.
All right. I'll help too, Instructor Doberman. But look at the kitty.
Ah, stairs, of course.
Am I imagining things, or is your shooting sharper than usual?
You're not. There's a Yanese saying that he who has the high ground has half the battle won. Yumen's catastrophe defenses are very tall. Operators on them will deal increased damage to enemies on the ground and take reduced damage when attacked by enemies on the ground.
Oh, that's actually pretty nice. Golden Glow is gonna be so happy here, and so is Chen.
That's true for the enemy too.
True for the enemy too. Oh, never mind. Now I see. I was so happy. Wait, true for the enemy too?
Yes, the enemy can climb using ladders, threatening our operators. It would be best to stop them before they reach the defenses.
I'll help you out. Thank you, bestie, for helping out. No fear. Except she needs a healer soon. Oh, I was just like, yeah, she's in the way, so I'm gonna go this way instead. That's a smart enemy. The enemy is coming around.
Don't panic. Roadblocks are some of the bulwarks. And some of the bulwarks will slow the enemy, giving us time to defeat them.
Alright, I'll do my best. I'll help too. Thank you, Cruz. No fear. Phew. That's not too bad. As long as I put someone down by the stepping stool. Dream of youth. Few are those who truly break away from home. I feel like it's calling me out. Darkness. It's one thing to make me play Go with you because you're bored, dear brother. It's another to use the pieces to form the characters for bored. I can see you haven't practiced the Go theory I taught you. As if that would help me against you. It's true that the character on the board doesn't look as nice as your handwriting. Why don't you find something else to pass the time? If it's not really a Go game that you're after, go hiking, learn an instrument. I could teach you calligraphy if it comes down to that. The Go match may have been devoid of interest, but there's meaning in reading my opponent's thoughts from the movement of the pieces. Oh? What thoughts do you read this time? Well... Ah yes, back at the restaurant.
Hey, Losai, what gives? The show skipped from episode 17 to episode 20.
Oh, that is a big skip. Oh man, that sucks. Have you ever done that? Like accidentally go to the wrong episode, you're like, wait, what just happened? And then you're like, no! So this character died. Why? Oh, spoiler. My bad.
Happens with a scratched disc. Must have been the sand. Just deal with it. It's not that bad.
That is bad, Mr. Innkeeper. That's like... If it's more than one episode, it's especially bad, sir.
It was a key moment. Ji Qingchui and Shen Fei Bai were at each other's throats a moment ago. Then suddenly, they're fighting side by side. How'd we get there?
Oh, I feel for you, Mr. Lungman Tourist. Yeah, now that is confusing as heck. Oh, drinking old man. Old man, you be looking fine. I did not expect this to be the old man. Okay, hello. Hello. Uncle?
Ji Qingchui finds out Shen Fei Bai killed his Shifu and sets out to kill him in turn. When he arrives at Yumen, however, he finds Shen Fei Bai, a high-ranking officer in the military. With invaders at the gates, Ji Qingchui suffers a sleepless night and realizes that there is more at stake than personal vengeance, so he joins the Grandmaster's banner to face the foe. It's a simple story, but the duel by the cliffs was a classic.
Shifu's an actual term too, I know that for sure. At one point, little Misaki did kung fu, but then little Misaki became too addicted to kung fu, so my parents made me stop it. That was in elementary school. Because I liked fighting. They're like, child, stop it. I'm like, but mother, but father, this is fun. They're like, stop it, you violent little creep. I'm like, okay, fine.
Modetian, how many times did you watch that? Any child in town could recite the plot of Heroes of Yumen backwards. There's just one detail that this gentleman left out. Ji Qingchui didn't set his grudge aside when he first saw Shen Feibai in the army. It was the Grand Master who pledged to face Ji Qingchui's sword on behalf of Shen Feibai, leading to the duel by the cliffs. Clouds darkened the skies and the winds bellowed, as though heaven and earth were witness to the showdown. The two drew their swords. And awkward knees. Nonsense! Nonsense!
Wow, there's a lot more different outfits here. I like how there's multiple tourists. Tourists in Sargon garb.
Fight. Look good, but details, no good. You again. He Xian. Do you even know enough Yanese to understand the story? Of course. Heroes of Yumen tell true story 50 years ago. Many heroes joined together, even though disagreement, still fought together against the enemy under Grandmaster. I know many scenes shoot in these inn. Were shot. This inn. Looks like you know a thing or two about Yanese history. Of course, Grandmaster tell me when teach me fighting in Sargon. Grandmaster has sword, but sword special cannot pull out. This again, how could you lose to that feline girl so easily if you're really the Grandmaster's pupil? What about feline girl? She very strong. Why you look down on her? He's not looking down on her, he's looking down on. So if the TV show was adapted from a true story, was there really a time in Yumen when kung fu adventures joined forces with the army against a common foe? To enjoy the freedom of being one's own master, but also achieve great things fighting for one's country. It's pretty cool. Well, it's a TV show. The only people who know how things really went down historically are the ones who were there. Anyway, swords and spears are out of fashion. If you really want to do something for your country, you should learn arts and become a tianshi. How would a fortress like Yumen operate without civilians working to supply its resources? The people who came here to this cold and remote place when the city was first built, and the people who still stay here, they're fighting for their country in their own way.
Oh, it's a city on a border, basically. No wonder, though, that there's a lot of, like, tough old men here. That makes sense why there's so many fighters.
The only thing in the TV show that we know is real for sure. The Grandmaster is leaving too.
Out of the way.
Burly man. The medicine you ordered.
Is this a doctor? If he's a doctor, he's a buff doctor. He is a pharmacist.
Thanks. Just put it over there. I'll have someone take it to the back. I've got the creams for bruising and burns, but we didn't have enough supplies to make herbal meals.
Ah, the creams for bruising and burns.
Here's the money. Send my regards to the doc. Oh, and we just had our supplies delivered. Take some back to the clinic. There's a lot of stuff. 1 second. I'll get someone to help. No need. He carried the whole cart on his shoulders? How did the clinic find someone so strong? Good morning, sir.
Oh, there's Lee.
I've been here a few days, but I never seen this place empty. We just linked up to resupply with Lungman a few days ago, only to run into a catastrophe that forced an emergency separation. Lots of merchants and tourists were stranded in Yumen, filling up the inns. Business is good, but it also means more trouble, especially when people who are already frustrated start arguing. There are many who would love to have your problem. Although, come to think of it, my head would probably start to hurt if my little business back in Lungmen started getting so busy. Would you care to start the day with some tea?
It would be funny if that one cat dude is like waifu's dad, but probably not. He's probably just some other dude.
Sure. What about the thing I asked you to look into? Here. The Human Arena Board of Fame records records from the past 6 months. Not much I can do if the martial artist you're looking for isn't on it. So, Human operates an arena to this day. Such a martial tradition is impressive. The Lord Exorcist trains his troops well, and there's no need for folks like us to fight on the battlefield these days. Still, the martial artists need somewhere to hone their kung fu, hence the arena. Anyway, I would suggest you stay a few days if it's not urgent. With so many people passing through, someone may have seen the one you're looking for. You could also ask at the South Side Sword Forge.
Oh man. Now that's a place. Southside Sword Forge. Southside Sword Forge. Southside Sword Forge.
The Shifu there knows the city inside and out, plus lots of kung fu fighters hanging around. Thank you. It's always tough when you don't know the lay of the land. Mind if I ask what this is about? Are you looking for a friend, an enemy, a debt to repay, or a debt to collect? I guess you could say this particular individual owes me a pretty big debt. How long will you be this time? No idea. Will you ever come back? When it's all done. Do you know that waifu's birthday is in 3 days? I wasn't a good husband and I can't be a good father. It's enough that I achieve one thing in life.
Ah, Lee is going there to collect child support. I understand.
A debt to collect, eh? That's gotta be tough. Yan is a big country, and more than 100,000 souls and live in Yumen alone. Not easy to find someone who doesn't want to be found.
Good luck, Lee. Get that child support.
Anyway, your tea's ready. Would you like a side of human-style sautéed meat to go with it? Sure, I'll take the seat and wait for my girl to finish her match. Lungmin spring tea just came in. We only get fresh leaves like these, once every few years. Appreciate it. Feels like a waste to use them on me. Don't say that. We always value our guests. Spring tea from Lungmin shouldn't have a bitter taste this time of the year.
Oh no, was your tea poisoned, Lee? Aloof woman.
It's you?
Dang, look at those shoulder pads. Also, I want to poke her horn. Is that a real horn? I just want to poke it. Just a little poke at the tip. Boop.
We weren't supposed to meet here. Excuse me?
I mean, the ears are tempting to floof, but there's lots of other characters with fluffy ears I can touch. But not many who have horns. Or at least a middle horn like that.
No, you're not. Do you two know each other? Would you care to share a table since we're pretty full today? No, we don't. I'm not staying long, just a cup of tea. It's fine, it's fine. Very well then. Let me know if you need anything. Did you mistake me for someone else?
You just look familiar.
Must have been an old friend that you haven't seen for ages.
I suppose. Stick to your tea.
Have one on me.
You're buying me a cup of tea, even though we don't know each other?
All meetings are the work of fate, even the ones that start with a misunderstanding. Here's to finding old friends soon.
It'll happen when it happens. No point trying to force it.
That's an interesting answer. The answer lies not in the ones you're looking for, but in the journey of looking for them.
Do you talk so much to everyone?
I apologize. Are you leaving?
I said I wasn't going to stay long.
How strange.
Her design is definitely interesting. The thing that stands out besides her horn are those shoulder pads. Or at least the cape makes it look like she has shoulder pads on because of that gold accentuating the shoulder area.
Are you sure you don't want to speak to the general first? It's been a while since the last time you came back. Father is a busy man. I should not bother him at work. Perhaps I'm being too much of a busybody, but the Department of Discipline and Supervision found your actions faultless in the Shangshu matter. You should not feel guilty about facing the general. I don't. There's nothing for me to do at home anyway. I thought I might as well take a look around town. The Grand Tutor must have sent me to Yumen expecting something to happen. I should keep my eyes open. I'll come with you. It's an official business. It's been years since the last time you were here, hasn't it, Uncle Taihei? It must bring back memories. Things have changed a lot.
What do I think of Yumen, at least in this background? I mean, it looks like a city.
It's impressive that the general has been able to keep the people of Yumen safe and thriving with constant warfare going on in the north. The arena remains as popular as ever. You still rank 5th on the board of fame. Fame is fleeting. I'll be glad to see some young talent knock me off the board. The girl's in the ring right now. Did something catch your attention? I was thinking how your kung fu would compare to theirs. Ahem. The Grand Tutor says that the candle holder's duty is to carry the fire that drives out the shadows of the Farenmut, and to travel among the people to learn their troubles.
Zule is okay. He's just there. Traveling with his uncle, basically.
A sense of duty comes first, shrewdness second, kung fu comes third or fourth at best. Indeed. So, how do I compare then? To be frank, while few are as swift as you, in a head-to-head fight, I would say your chances are 30-70, in the other side's favor.
The pair have already traded a dozen moves. There is hardly time to catch one's breath. The feline girl advances, launching a flurry of fists that keeps her opponent's weapon hand in check. She kicks out her opponent, a girl in exotic garb, goes along with it, leaping back with a kick. Hold. You're out of the ring. It's true that you couldn't make full use of your ranged weapons in the ring. But rules are rules. It's my win. You're very good, and I've never seen anything like your style of fighting. In awkward your knees. Lose this. No more fights. A martial artist shouldn't be too obsessed with victory and defeat, but I can't lose here. You want the sword too? Am I surprised to see waifu? No, because of the record you sent me. I expected waifu to be here because of the record. Sword? What sword? People in the city say number one on the board of fame can get the special sword. I want the special sword. No, I just wanted to climb the rankings so my name can be seen. You, number 31, means 30 people stronger than you? I suppose so. You are better than me. I guess this won't work. Hey, where are you going? If I win this, I make it to the first page of the Board of Fame. But will you see it? Aw, she just wants her dad to notice her. Oh, the record keeper's adorable. And is that a little horn on his forehead? I want to poke it. Round 15. The Millennium was hit on the right wrist, right pectoral, central abdomen, and throat. Bai was not hit. Bai is the winner. Oh. I like how they have like a hole in the helmet just for his ponytail. Gotta be able to show off that beautiful hair, right? Haha. I would have died 3 times if this were a real battle. Bai looks cool. Real battles are about the mind as much as kung fu. Who knows how things would have turned out? You were indeed the Grandmaster's student. It was humbling. For Hoshiguma, if I tried to poke her horn, she'd snap my finger. Thank you. I would like to see the Grandmaster's comments. The recent ones are all here. The Grandmaster has been paying close attention to your bouts, despite his busy schedule, and he has high praise in particular for your swordsmanship. Something on your mind? I was just thinking what he meant by not enough purity in the sword, and how long it would take for me to reach the point where I can beat him. There is no mention of it in the Grandmaster's book of Kung Fu. I don't think he said it to anyone but you. As for beating the Grandmaster, I'm not sure how many in the entire world would have even dreamt of such a thing. You think I'm crazy? My job is simply to follow the Grandmaster and record the martial arts of the world truthfully. There are many more people than usual at the training grounds today. Why isn't he here? General Zuo has visitors. The Grandmaster is also meeting an old acquaintance in the keep. I'll be going then. Monzo, it was an honor. Why do you always treat me like I'm your senior, even though you've been following the Grandmaster for much longer? The Grandmaster says that one who keeps records must be acutely aware of the strengths of others. You are stronger and wiser than I am. I have much to learn from you. If you say so. The record keeper is adorable, holy cow. So cute. Ooh, that was a loud explosion outside. Sheesh. Stern man. Oh. It's a stern old man. He's gonna be scary. The general knocks an arrow, drawing the thick bow so full that it looks like the full moon. The hand on the bow trembles slightly, and the arrow wobbles with it. The general's brow furrows deeper with each wobble. Ooh. The Farron Mutts sound pretty cool then, if they're biologically immortal, with unique powers. The arrow pierces a target half an inch away from the bullseye.
Good shot, sir.
Oh, it's Mr. Liang Shun again.
No need to flatter. I know my own body. I could still swing the sword and spear a couple years ago. but now I can hardly hold the bow properly. Even if there's no need for me to stand on the battlefield myself, it's not proper to have a sick man leading the human garrison. My time is short. All the court knows is that your injuries bear witness to decades of service in defense of human. I'm not concerned about my health or life, but I have some unfinished business. The Grand Tutor has instructed me to assist you. I will help you manage Yuman's return. Did the Grand Tutor say assist? I'm sure you understand this, and I'm sure you understand his intentions. I haven't thanked you for your help in Shangshu yet. I apologize for the trouble that Duole caused. He is still young and inexperienced.
Out of the siblings' powers, which one seems the most unique to me? I mean, from what I've seen so far, I think it's Dusk with her epic, painting worlds. And oh, her story with her friend. That was so bittersweet.
You exaggerate, sir. You must understand what a father feels. Duole has done well, but he is in a position that does not permit any mistake, no matter how small. Lord Zuo is young and bright, a rising star. It is not unusual for young people to be a little impetuous. I would not worry too much about it. What about me, Liang? Am I impetuous to you? I believe you have your reasons, sir. Word of your benevolent administration in Shangshu has reached even Yumen, Liang. But have you ever seen a battle with your own eyes? There were pirates on the Shangshu River a few years ago, but nothing compared to the battles that you have seen. Then you understand that making decisions as a general in the field is different from managing at a desk. The battlefield is ever-changing, and thousands of lives hinge on your every decision. Which do you think is more important then? Decisiveness or caution? The bestial Sui matter is pressing. We must act. I am much illuminated. In your position as human advisor, you are on the battlefield, and we are comrades. I hope you understand my way. I trust you, sir. I'll give my all. However, the Farenmut problem is neither administrative nor military. I trust your decisiveness, but I also ask that you trust my caution. Right.
Another arrow, this one striking the bullseye square.
Would you care to try, Liang? Your reputation is that of a scholar warrior, equally at home with a sword and bow as with pen and paper. The human bow is heavy, though. Do you feel up to it? Chief Executive Wei Yanwu of Lungmin is here, sir. He's waiting in the meeting hall.
Ah, Wei Yanwu, huh?
Very well. Mr. Lin's daughter was a few days early. It was about time for Lord Wei to arrive. The Grand Tutor has arrived as well. Did the Grand Tutor and Lord Wei travel together? I expect Lord Wei is here on private matters. Official or private, there are still two honored guests at the same table. Looks like you're not the only one here to give me counsel today, Liang.
The meeting of the old men. My dear elder brother.
I had a dream last night. I dreamed I heard the wind rushing by at midnight. I opened the window to find the desert had become a sea of sprouting trees, some of them even in full bloom.
So this is how big the area is. It's a decent size. It's like a good city area. Huh.
The branches of the trees grew and formed a web, trapping human within.
Few are those who truly break away from home. Do you still miss human?
What was the saying you had when you left human last? Last time, I forgot.
Heath, crisp night merriment resounds. Travelers doubt it's fully frontier bound.
A new one, it's been a while. Looks like your thoughts have changed.
I mean, living in a world with like beings like fur and mutts nonchalantly in a modern world, that'd be kind of fun. A century is not too long, but I came back at this point in the dream.
To me, 100 years is simply 30,000 days and nights. The urgent reports, the scouts departing, the messengers returning. The watch has changed innumerable times since you left, and countless new bricks and stones set into this wall. But still it stands. Did you see Neon and Dusk in Changshu?
Yeah, they haven't changed one bit. They found a place to stay, a place where they can have fun.
And so, you met our second brother.
We lesser siblings always worry for our eldest brother, don't we?
Dusk is a sensitive and thoughtful little sister, but she keeps to herself and tells no one, which is why she's often troubled. Neon looks carefree on the surface, but she fears loneliness more than any of us. She constantly needs something new to keep her mind occupied. I don't have much worry about you, other than maybe you getting too drunk and forgetting to pay your tab. But as the oldest sister and without any official responsibilities, it would be good if you spent more time with your younger siblings.
How his design is. I mean, he looks nice, but I prefer his sister's designs. Like, his sisters look way fancier overall, especially with their costumes. Oh, I am so biased because of those costumes. I mean, he'll probably get a costume too, right? And then he'll look extra cool. But nah, when it comes to the dudes in the events right now, I think the coolest looking one is Mr. Lee. And that's cute about Neon and Dusk. Like, Dusk is a cute, shy little sister, while Neon is a sister that needs entertainment to keep herself, like, sane. Understandable, since she loves eating food and making movies. Do you accuse me of being an irresponsible big sister? How many families are like ours? From whom do I learn? I have to figure things out on my own. But our foolish sisters just don't know how to rise above things. They keep making it hard for themselves.
Don't blame them for being self-troubled. Put yourself in their shoes, and you may not find easy to free yourself from troubles.
I'm not as free as you are, after all. You've managed to completely cut yourself off and find an entirely new self.
The name Shuo and the sliver of soul are sealed within the sword. Now I'm just an ordinary man who knows a little kung fu.
A little? How many martial artists would abandon their careers if they heard you just now?
Taking into account the fact that I've had centuries of practice, perhaps I should call myself less than ordinary.
The sand sluice there churns through tons of sand every second, clearing a path for humans' advance. The massive nomadic city rolls toward its new goal at high speed. Where are you planning to go after you leave Yumen?
I'll go south to see the bridges and streams, have some of the Heartland brew, or see the place where Neon and Dusk are staying.
Yeah, you can come to my Rhodes Island.
The Jianghu world is big. There are plenty of places to go. But I suppose all the people with whom I've shared a toast are gone now.
In the distance, the heat rising from the ocean of sands warps heaven and earth. The wind is weak by the time it reaches a tower. The sand in the wind touches the cheeks almost like a caress. 3,000 miles of yellow sand in the blink of an eye. There's a desert.
Check the serial numbers on the gear. It's the Catastrophe Messengers group, which should have been back this morning. Traces of originium explosives. The bodies have probably crystallized and turned to dust.
Watch out for originium residue. This is less than 2 hours from the city. Who would attack a catastrophe messenger on official business so close to Nomadic City?
Everything valuable has been taken. It would make sense if this was the work of bandits.
Or someone who wants to make it look like the work of bandits. Keep looking. We have to find the catastrophe survey data.
Found it. It was a little further away under a piece of broken armor. They protected it with their lives.
There's no time. Get it back to the city, but keep your eyes open. And though Lian Yuxia is so cool, I love the purple on her outfit. It looks so pretty.
But yeah, Wei Yan Wu, gosh darn it, old man.
I mean, I like his wife.
But he himself, grr.
Spring in the Borderlands. No fear. There's only one exit. And I got Saria her nice outfit. I couldn't resist. I love Officer Saria. Like, she's cool. And I realized I should have just brought my own team. That way I could farm easy after this. Oh well, too bad.
We should be safe now that we've made it to Yumen.
Don't let your guard down. We will return to the barracks and present the data to the Imperial Astronomical Bureau first. Then we will report to General Zhuo about the situation outside the city.
Of course.
Humph. And not a second after I finish.
An ambush. Protect Envoy Lin and fall back.
No need, we're surrounded.
Who goes there? How dare you intercept a military unit?
I like their masks. I wonder what skull they're using. And their weapon is... Oh, it's that throwy thingy. Like, it's that one, whip thing with, like, a sharp piece at the end. Or stabby, throwy. It's not too bad calling her Lin, even though it's her family name. It's kind of like how inside of a lot of, like, anime, they just call each other by their last names.
Watch out, Envoy Lin.
Nah. Her father is Rat King. That's what his name is to me. And him and the Emperor, oh gosh.
Arts that turn sand into glass. How quaint.
I've had a feeling things weren't quite right since before we made it to the city. I take it you're after the catastrophe observation data? You killed the entire team of messengers, but you weren't able to find the data, so you had no choice but to arrange the crime scene to look like they were robbed by bandits. How shabby.
Kill the broad first. You must be holding the target. Watch out for Arts.
You think you have the advantage because you have more men? Humph. A mace flies through the air and smashes into the scoundrel standing in front of Lian Yuxia until he crashes into the road's flagstones, shattering them to pieces. The mace could not be more normal, but it must have seen better days given how smooth its surface has become. A man steps forward to pick up the mace and stands in front of Lian Yuxia. A regular bladesmith, his face has been scalded red by the flames of his forge and plowed into a ravine by a sandstorm. Like a wind drum that's crude yet firm and tough nonetheless.
Oh, it's another old man who's terrifying, of course. Impudence.
So, hey, it's Du. Hey there, Du. Long time no see, Du. Uncle Meng, I'll go after them.
Yao Ye, we must first check on the warriors with all haste.
Okay.
The scoundrels are ruthless with their attacks. Are you alright, my fair lady?
They don't have what it takes to hurt me. Some of the men are injured. Their lives are not in danger, though, only passed out. They dare look for trouble with government troops in broad daylight. Makes me wonder where these people came from. Uncle Meng, what do you say I take one of them back for an interrogation?
We don't know the first thing about the enemy, Yao Ye. You must learn not to be so rash. Judging by your outfit, you are not from Yumen, yet you have the protection of Yumen's forces. I must assume you are no ordinary lady. May I ask why these bandits are giving you trouble?
I'm on official business. Don't ask any further. You little... And who are you? Why are you here?
The name is Meng Tieye. The name is Meng Tieye. I run a sword forge in the southern end of the city. This is Du Yao Ye. She just came here from Shangshu.
I own Xingyu Logistics, Yumen's top logistics company.
We're heading to the city gate to arrange a welcome.
This is the first time the guys I brought with me from Shangshu are on a Yumen job. It's a huge gig. They're escorting a catastrophe messenger even. Of course I have to be there to welcome them. Judging by the time they should be back soon, Uncle Meng. Oh, her guys are on an escort mission for a catastrophe messenger. Oh, I'm so sorry, Du. My condolences. Catastrophe messenger. I have a feeling you don't need to go. Big oof. And yeah, basically all the old men inside of here are just battle-hardened warriors.
Have you taken a fancy to another weapon here in my tent? It's fine. I have no need of all these weapons. If you'd like, perhaps you could take my army's entire armory with you to Lungmen. Please, Lord Exorcist, even if you had no need for all these armaments yourself, Yumen needs them for its defense. If memory serves me right, you and I made a bet a decade ago, and you made off with a fine blade I had only just obtained. Then 5 years ago, you made off with a bow the Tianxi bureaus bestowed upon me after a bit of drinking. Then allow me to invite you to another round of drink today, please. When, if that is your wish, hold back no more.
Wow, Mr. Wei, wow. Whenever he visits, he takes something. I guess as one do, right? Like, I could have... Like, I feel like adding another weapon to my collection. Let me go visit my friend. Of course, of course.
I'm joking. All these years, Lungmen has been providing Yumen with the resources we need. And not once have we seen a delay in shipments. Based on this fact alone, I certainly should have sent you a few gifts myself. It's the least I could do. But as a chief of Lungmen, I understand you must have plenty on your plate. Certainly. You must have more important business to attend to than to personally visiting Yumen today. You could say I'm not here for business. A few days without Chief Wei won't see Lungmen falling into chaos, and it's not so bad if Wei Yanwu finds some time to pay an old friend a visit. It so happens that Grand Master's retirement is near, and I will be there in attendance. His retirement is indeed quite troublesome. That blade of his requires the most attentive treatment. Well, it seems in the end, this troublesome topic falls on me to explain. Grandmaster, Miss Ling, long time no see.
What? He knows them? He's friends with them? And I gotta sneeze real quick.
It has been some time indeed.
Ah, with so many old friends in attendance, that's reason enough for a drink. Have you perhaps prepared some wine for us, General Zuo?
Given your service to human, it would be my honor to share a drink with you, Miss Ling. That said, I'm afraid I must wait for another time. I heard you have already made up your mind, and you wish to bestow your blade upon the winner of a kung fu scramble. Martial arts are merely the first of many. Are merely the first of many ways I'll be evaluating prospective successors. I'll be judging whether they are worthy of my blade via other means. And I was under the impression that you would have known this long ago. The circumstances were different the last time you brought this up. And if I am to say, although this blade must eventually be given to someone suitable, this is not the most opportune time to do so. Grandmaster, after all this time, of all the men and women in our whole army, you've never seen a suitable candidate?
What a lively gathering.
My apologies for not personally receiving you, Grand Tutor.
Ah, there's a tutor.
It's been far too many years, but you seem spirited as ever, Grand Tutor. All of you are outstanding citizens who defend the peace of Great Yan's borders. Your magnificence gathered together in one place is truly a sight for sore eyes. Alas, we have no time for idle conversation today, for we have urgent matters at hand. We have all gathered, General Zuo. Send the men away. On my way here, I just so happened to have come across a returning patrolman. Let us listen to him. 4 hours ago, our men in the city walls noticed a distress signal from afar. When we got there, we found the catastrophe messenger team that Human deployed 3 days ago has been wiped out.
Yeah? I can see your messages fine. So it's wonky, what the heck? Is it acting up? Oof if it's acting up. Huh. Agree if it's acting up on OBS side.
Yao Ye, did you not design this banner yourself? Why pack it up? Are you perhaps considering making your way home? Are you regretting letting the cheese go on this job?
I'm regretting not going with them.
You heard the envoy just now. Of the team of 10, not one survived. The moment they got the distress signal, they immediately left to give their assistance, but were killed on their way back. These are not roving bandits that we are dealing with. What could you have possibly done to change the outcome if you were there?
Uncle Meng, I'm guessing you must have seen these things happen many times before?
What do you think? Over a decade ago, the Xingyu Escort Association came to Human for a few jobs. That was when your father and I met each. We've had little contact with each other the last few years, but our friendship goes deep.
He often talks about you too.
2 weeks ago, you came to my forge and told me you wanted to start your own logistics company. It may only have been a decade or so, but much has changed over the years. It's nothing strange for the youngsters to want to strike out on their own. On top of that, your knowledge of the escort business and wilderness survival is no worse than any of the old veterans. I should have expected no less from the asker of the Frost's daughter. This is why I took you in. I know little about modern logistics, but having spent all these years in Human, I could at least find some opportunities for you. In hindsight, it would seem that I led your friends to your friends' undoing.
Sad. And yeah, I was surprised that they're friends with everyone, especially Wei. I was the one who brought them to Human. I was also the one to send them on this job. Their debts are on me, and I won't shirk that responsibility.
It puts my mind at ease to see you have that resolve. Be it the Escort Association or a logistics company, things will always be the same. For the sake of our livelihood, we put our lives on the line. If you wish to make a name for yourself in this business, you need to understand how heavy the weight on your shoulders is. Yaoye, it doesn't matter whether this is the path you will end up taking or not. I want you to remember how you feel this very moment for the rest of your life.
Yeah, of course I will remember. But I won't let the culprit here get away with killing them.
Well, this has been another productive day for you, hasn't it? Try to get some rest now. I've left you 2 dishes. The cooks have reheated already. This inn's has a chef of truly magnificent culinary skill. Makes me want to learn a couple things from him.
I'm not hungry. I can't eat this right now.
You can look for your good-for-nothing father, but you need to eat nonetheless. Without the stamina, how are you going to beat him when you find him?
Picks chopsticks up silently. It's like, oh, you're right. I need energy to punch my dad in the face.
What happened to your hand?
I scraped myself in a match today. But a wound like this is nothing. Humans' arena is open all day long, and I was up against lots of tough opponents. And I won in the end.
That explains why the inn keeps so many medicines in stock. Wait here. I'll bring you some.
I mean, yeah, I'm expecting her dad to be strong. He left in pursuit of strength.
Show me your hand.
Though it'll be hilarious if when we see him, he's like a shriveled up old man.
Oof. It's only in times like these that I remember. Your why Tin Pui's, or I guess out here, he's Why Tianpei, his daughter.
We're nothing alike. He's a grown man, but he shirks all his responsibilities, washes his hands of everything. I've been living a fairly decent, productive life of my own. But him, he was already a lawbreaker back when I was still a kid.
You're exactly right. That's why we should take him straight to the nearest LGD office the moment we find him.
Uncle Lee, do you think he's really here in Yumen?
I heard a rumor that someone saw him here a year ago. It's from your Uncle Liang, and I have no choice but to believe him.
If he's really in Yumen, he has to have seen my name on the rankings at the city gate by now. It's been so many years. The least he could have done was stop by to check on me when he passed through Longmen. Does it mean he doesn't care about me? Or is he trying to avoid me?
Now, I can't say how fathers feel about their daughters, but blood is thicker than water. Nothing changes that. I have faith that you two will see each other one day. The question is whether the two of you will find the answers you seek once you meet.
Actually, I'm still not sure I'm prepared to see him.
In that case, let's say we walk outside right now and we bump into him. What are you going to do?
Ooh, hello, hello. Thank you for stopping by the stream. I'm going to break his jaw. Ah, yes. If she goes on a walk and just happens to see her dad, instead of saying, or I know, she's gonna say hello by punching him in the face, as one do. If the dad just sees her name on the board, just walks away and ignores it, I hope he at least thinks to himself, that's my girl. She's just like me, look at how strong she is. And if he's not even thinking that, then boo! He deserves to be bonked. I mean, either way, he still deserves to be bonked. He hasn't visited, he hasn't paid child support. Bonk the man.
That concludes my summary. The catastrophe data has been sent to the Imperial Astronomical Bureau's observatory, and a provisional new course has been charted based on the computation's results. The injured men have all been sent to the infirmary, and Envoy Lin is currently investigating the rest. Thank you. You are all excused. A catastrophe is approaching, and I allow this to happen within humans' borders at this crucial time. I apologize for my negligence. You need not belittle yourself so. The important thing right now is to find the identity of our malefactor. Your thoughts, Lord Exorcist? The Shan Haizong. They should have been eradicated 20 years ago. The wild hunt of the Fernmut 1,000 years ago ended in the area of their rampage across the land of Great Yan. Yet this was unable to quell the mass's reverence of those terrible monsters. There have always been those who worship the Fernmut's power and revere them as gods. They consider themselves followers of the Fernmuts and banded together to locate any traces of them. The Sui regulator has for a long time been tracking the movements of this lawless organization, and ever since the offender's commotion, it's like these rebels have been inspired by something, and they've been growing more and more active. They call themselves the Shanghai Zong. The mounts, seas, and all in between shall be our masters, or so they claim. Their motto couldn't be any more absurd, but it attracted a great number of followers to join their cause. Not only do they have adherents of a variety of backgrounds far and wide, they have even been plotting atrocities in the name of Fernmuts.
Huh. Okay, so after the Yanese great hunt, Fernmuts are implied to be few in number, forced to hide their true identities. Understandable. Yeah, that is super understandable, especially with all the crazies around being like, "Hello, Fernmuts, I worship thee." It's like, I just want to live my life in peace, bro. Like, thanks, but no thanks. It's like, no, I worship you. I worship the very ground you stand on. Kiss his feet. It's like, no. Thanks, but nope. I'm a nope out of here. Time to change my identity.
Hard to imagine there are those who find it harder to put this 1,000-year grudge behind them than us. It's been 2 decades. It's their second time making trouble here in Yumen. Yumen itself is a symbol of Yan's triumph over the Fernmuts. These villains naturally have a reason to do harm. And with Yumen set to sell afar, the Shanghai Zong's actions point directly to information regarding the oncoming catastrophe. I can only assume they've learned of Yumen's destination. Investigate this immediately and ensure peace in Yumen. I accept no failures. They did not succeed 20 years ago, and they will not succeed this time. The reason I summoned all of you here today is to discuss what to do with the Grandmaster's sword. After what happened in Changshu, there is no doubt that the offender has already made contact with the other proxies. Sealed with the Grandmaster's sword is 1/12 of the bestial Sui's consciousness. Isn't this precisely so? Why we mustn't underplay the transfer of this sword? As things stand, the other 180 black stones are yet missing. No one knows his next move, where his next move will lead us.
Ooh, thank you. Oh yes, my talking friend Rock. Man, that was hilarious. I like how we're just like, we hear a voice, I hear a voice. It's a rock, it's a talking rock, you know? I'ma just go along with this. Great vacation. Chirag and Chera.
Should we treat all the world's affairs as a game of Go? No one can claim to be able to best him in terms of calculations. There is very little distance between him and the Sui regulator. To leave the regulator in charge of the sword would only achieve the opposite of what we intend. Against such an opponent, an irrational move might actually be the most brilliant one. Finding a suitable outsider to take the blade might be the solution we need. My little brother has caused all of you much trouble after all. If this is both the Grand Tutor and Grandmaster's intention, I have no objection. Grandmaster, is something the matter? Assist the Lord Exorcist in suppressing the Shanghai Zong. This is the Sui regulator's last task for you. Once a suitable candidate has been found, the court will allow you to roam free within Yan's borders and interfere with you no longer. Humans as citizens may not know your name, and even though you and I will no longer live in 100 years, the scrolls in the Sui regulator's libraries will record everything you've done for Yan. With my dream about to be realized, I have no reason to complain. I simply do not know whether I should lament that I will not get to stay with this city to its final moments.
Hmm?
Something on your mind, Miss Ling?
Do any of you smell something? Floral, perhaps? I would say it. Peach blossoms?
Peach blossoms?
Sniff, sniff, sniff. Located in a harsh, desolate sandpit, there is no way for peaches to grow in the Lord Exorcist's courtyard. Likewise, peach trees do not normally bloom this time of year in Yumen. However, everyone in attendance can smell the thick aroma of peaches wafting through the window, like the moonlight peeking through. They also see a single, vividly red petal drifting into the hall and gently floating downward.
Well, if that isn't strange. Watch out!
Oh, those are scary sakura petals, huh? A blade appears almost out of thin air. Its tip pauses not an inch away from Wei Yenwu's throat. A freezing chill pierces the flesh of everyone in the room, just as the soothing aroma of the flower quells any discomfort they had. Oh, it's the aloof woman. Did she mistake Lee as him? I mean, they have a similar color scheme, so I guess so, but still. And first, Mr. Nothing was mistaken as Lee, and now Lee's being mistaken as a dragon bro. You caught my blade with your bare hands. You can take pride in that.
With your advanced kung fu, why do something as vile as and base as ambush us?
I have a question for you myself. With your immense power, why opt for that frail body?
You know me? Ling,
I follow.
Grand Tutor, General Zuo, are you okay? We're fine. To think someone could dodge a concerted attack from both Lord Wei and the Grand Master. Unbelievable. Thank you for your assistance, Grand Master. Given her prowess, she must be skilled in more than just melee combat. Grand Master, the sentries will be here soon. Let us prioritize capturing the assassin. Be careful.
What a refined lady. Leaving us already after scattering these petals around us? If you would disturb our gathering, why not stay for a little longer? Let's see what you're trying to keep me here with. A dream? You can tell this is a dream? You still have this power, even after dividing yourselves into 12s. Oh? You know not only me, but him as well? I want to see him, and you are not him. I am I, naturally. And why do you wish to see him? Even in a dream, I do not want to waste any time on you. Your fanciful dream cannot keep me here. It seems you've dreamt for a long, long time yourself. Now that you've awakened and returned to the mortal realm, it seems hostilities are unavoidable. Aloof woman is terrifying.
If you want my life, perhaps you should tell me what kind of grudge you have against me.
I don't need to have a grudge against you to want your life.
Kung Fu is fine in the place of a grudge. Let me have another taste of your prowess.
You don't deserve it.
Oof.
The woman takes a step back. Her blade slashes through the air like a strong blast of wind. Nonetheless, the tip of her blade is an inch too far from her target. Sharp as it may be, her target is unharmed. Oh, the old man is here too. The Rat King.
The winds are strong here in the city walls. Don't let the sand blind you.
Do all of you have a catchphrase you drop before you attack?
Enough. You've nowhere to run. Surrender.
You have quite the party here. Ooh! The woman slowly raises a sword in her hand. The gleam reflected by its blade shines just like the moon above. The moonlight itself is an opening in the dark sky, from which the awakening of spring flows abundantly. Though it is mid-March, the peach trees are blooming as vibrantly as could be. There are no passerby to be found anywhere, and only the aroma of the flowers linger in the area. But I don't want to stay. Can any of you really keep me here? I mean, I believe she is a primordial being. Heck, she's super OP. Though I like her power. Cherry blossoms. Pretty, pretty. You know, let me just start messing with this area real quick. I'll start blocking things like... Let me just put her here for now. Just gonna gain a bunch of cost real quick. Not too bad. And then for funsies, I'll put Mudrock here. Then I want to put Thorns over here where Vigna is. Eventually, anyways. Then over here, I shall put down Jen, because Jen's adorable and she can do a thing. I feel like she probably woke up on her own, if anything. I can't imagine anyone waking her up. Or at least waking her up and surviving. I think they go poof. She's terrifying. And I love the music for this stage. Like, the music reminds me of old-timey dramas. Not too bad, not too scary. I shall bring around more casters later. Or at least casters and archers. I can bring along Ash again, yay! Ash will be so happy to be here again. If I woke up in a different world that I don't know, I'd be like, oh gosh, I've been isekai'd. Then I'd wonder, oh no, how modern is this world? Will I know the language? Will I be able to eat the stuff here?
Who goes there? Stop right there. Do you know where you are and exactly what that sword you're holding is?
It's a sword. The sword that I've been looking for. Man, first they had to guard that one goblet, and now it's a sword.
Let us set aside the question for the time being, who it is you're working for, and how you made your way in here. Hand over the sword. I'll take you to the Grandmaster.
A fickle-minded, perfidious man like him does not deserve to keep the sword.
Impudence. The Grandmaster has defended Yuman's peace for 100 years. How dare you speak ill of him?
How pretentious.
What do you even know? Out of my way. I've arrested no small number of criminals, but you're the first one I've met to be so arrogant.
Solemn on the outside, but self-centered on the inside, I've met plenty of men like you.
I see I've got no choice but to get you to comply forcefully then.
Try it. And the place where the sword is it still inside of, like, Mr. Lee's friend's house? Because if it is, oh, his house always gets broken into. He needs better security.
It's over. You've lost.
This isn't where we settle this.
If you would leave, surely... I mean, if you would leave, surely you would leave us with an explanation.
I want answers, but you have none to give me. Okay, they just copied the room design. That's good then, because if it was still Mr. Lee's friend's place, oh, that would suck. You let her get away.
With her injuries, she won't get far. Wei, your old bones don't seem to be much use here. My sincerest gratitude, Lin. You are master of Xiao. You need someone to come to your rescue when your mortal enemies come attacking. I do not remember having made such an enemy. A feint.
A feint? Oh.
You're injured. Where can you run? You? Watch out, Grandmaster!
Man, though, if this was like a drama, I'm just imagining this from like a drama's point of view. If anything, would that have been technically the meet cute between Mr. Zuole and mysterious girl who took the sword? That could be their meet cute if this was a drama, but since it's not, I mean, it's a drama in a different way. I doubt that.
Grandmaster, what happened here? This is my fault. The sword has been taken.
I did not notice a black halo. I wasn't looking for that.
General, the assassin could not be found within 5 miles of the inner city, and there are no signs of her receiving assistance from anyone. No one else was ambushed, and neither of the inner city core nor the armory show signs of having been infiltrated. No signs, or has it been confirmed that they have not been infiltrated? We cannot say for sure at this moment. How could someone infiltrate the human barracks and roam free, even after facing what are 4 masters here? Extraordinary. I was too careless. Do you have any clues regarding the identity of our assassin, Lord Wei? Over the years, I've come across many who wanted my life, but I am alive and well nonetheless. All of them have either given up on the idea or perished long ago. I am not acquainted with our friend tonight. Zuole, any discoveries on your end? It all happened too suddenly. I wasn't prepared, and I wasn't able to take the assassin in it as a result. I'm not asking why you weren't able to capture the assassin. I'm asking you what you saw. It was a young female assassin who infiltrated us and took the sword. She was hurt when she made her escape. Aside from that, I'm afraid I don't have anything.
A cup shatters, with the Lord Exorcist seizing all its fragments with his hand. Even the distinguished guest in attendance at that moment, he finds himself unable to quell his anger, just as he wasn't able to control his shaking hand as he drew his bowstring earlier.
Now that it has come to this, talking about it will do us no good. Send the order out, seal the city gates immediately, and set up checkpoints between each district. Do not allow unnecessary travel between them. In addition, send the word to the entire city. At the hour of Shen, 2 days from now, Yuman will slow and adjust course. Have the masses make ready for this. Yes, sir. Zuole. Sir. Capture the assassin, locate the Grandmaster's sword, and find the Shanhai Zong hiding in the city. Do all 3 without failure.
Oh gosh, what a mission list. It's like, okay, Let me write that down. Capture the assassin. That sounds doable. Locate the Grandmaster's sword. Maybe. And find the Shanghai Zong hiding in the city. Really? That's my job? Okay. All three. Oh no, even worse.
You have 3 days. My personal troops are yours to command.
Ah, the time limit is 3 days. Thanks, dude.
Keep this secret and do not disturb the people. Yes, sir. Where's Lin? He left as soon as the soldiers came. Lin has no standing in the court, meaning he has no right to stand in attendance as you give your orders. Is there anything I can assist with? Seeing as the assassin is after your life, your safety should be the top priority. Once this commotion calms, I will send a battalion to escort you back to Lungmen.
Wei Yanwu, what did you do to be so hated? What did you do this time, old man?
I ask you to stay indoors for the next few days. May I ask what you mean by that? Exactly what I said. Human will take care of the rest. Of course. Our foe this time is exceptionally skilled. Perhaps I should. I ask you to stay in the barracks and ensure the Grand Tutor's and Lord Wei's safety. It is equally dangerous to allow the criminal to roam free in the city. This affair began because of the Fernmuts. Considering who you are, you should not get yourself involved. After all, the only ones who know your true identity are all here in the room.
The general's tone is hardly heavy, yet it fills the entire building with silence. A sigh can be heard from one of its corners.
Very well. Do you have any objections to this arrangement, Grand Tutor? I trust your judgment, Lord Exorcist. Very well. Execute these orders at once.
Dang, the Shanghai Zong are ancient, huh?
Grandmaster, are you alright?
I don't believe there's anyone alive who could do him harm.
It seems you really believe in me. From the sound of it, you've heard already.
Let us set aside the issue of these soldiers outside the city for the time being. The defense of Yumen was part of your responsibilities to begin with. Considering this arrangement, Zuo Xuanliao clearly doesn't trust you.
Naturally, I understand and empathize with General Zuo's position, which is why I have a few things I need you to help me with over the next few days. This is highly unusual, and the foe we're up against is especially treacherous. I hope you'll lend Zuo a helping hand.
Given how he is, he might not be very receptive to me meddling with his affairs.
In that case, it would seem now is not the time for us to resolve this matter between us.
You need not say any more. I know the score.
With how little I have to do the next few days, I am hoping you will help me finish writing the last few chapters of the book of Kung Fu as quickly as possible.
Fine, I guess we'll write the book then, Master.
It is my duty as your student. Thank you. If there's nothing else, Grandmaster, I will take my leave. Please get some rest soon.
The man sighs. Perhaps at the sight of the empty sword mount on the wall or something else.
How many more will you drag into this game? Once a pure stream of water flows into a polluted lake, you can no longer scoop any clean water from it. Don't you understand that? Even if you try to replace it, you will never find her in all the chaos.
I mean, even if the member isn't like an ancient themselves, they're still a part of like an ancient group. The group kind of gives me similar vibes to, you know, those people who were obsessed with the Seaborn, the Sea Folk. Similar vibes, but these Shanghai Zongs are scarier.
Why torment yourself with all this?
The sound of the patrol's clanking armor can yet be heard from afar, with nothing with nothing but a deafening silence otherwise. The night is deep. The clamorous night finally calms. He lets out another long sigh. What makes him scared in the Seaborn? All these martial artists. Like, in a world where arts and all sorts of weapons are, like, available, when people are, like, still prefer to use martial arts over those, that just means their martial arts are scary. And heck, give them a weapon, they're even scarier. How very brave of you. How could I have failed to realize that you were here as well? Of course I am here too. Are you going to stop me? A skilled Go player making no skillful moves in the entire game. Your actions are really a bit too radical. Or, oh, or maybe it's because your time is limited. And if that's where we are going, you barely have any time left yourself. Do you really think we can ignore everything just because that man sealed his self away in the sword? I came here for the one. Why would I be concerned with only 1/12? I could ask you, what makes you think that you can become him? I won't become him. I am no one but myself. He and I, we have a score to settle. That grudge is yours and yours only. We are not enemies. That's not for you to decide. At the very least, at this point in time, we have both more important things to accomplish. We won't be a hindrance to each other. Is that a truce you are seeking? It's in both of our interests. You have no reason to refuse. You really are nothing like your brothers and sisters. I hope you'll show me something more interesting the next time we meet. The aloof woman has a thing against the one. What did the one do to her?
Miss, I heard you.
Keep it down. I thought I told you not to seek me out in broad daylight.
It's good to see all of you in one piece.
Any progress on your end?
The human markets are open for the first time in years. There are too many wares and people flowing in and out. We have no leads yet.
If it's not so convenient for us to look into this, let's have somebody else do it.
What do you mean?
How many of the merchants at the markets here are locals, and how many are from Lungmen? How many of the people behind us have missing paperwork at the LGD or in Hokuto's? Sift through them and you'll find someone who'd have an easier time than we would. It's not that hard.
Dai Suize, this sounds like it could be against the rules.
Do as I say. But yeah, for him slash the one, what? When they were younger, did he like steal her lunch money or something? What'd he do? 2 weeks ago. Fernmut followers?
You needn't know where the intel comes from. Out of all the enemies that Yan has faced in the past 1,000 years, no small number of them lurked in the shadows.
Human may only rely on Lungmen for its supplies, but you shouldn't be responsible for security with their borders.
Human is an impenetrable shield, but there are pests hiding behind that shield. They need to be exterminated by others. I want to send you there to take care of this. You can operate as a special LGD commanding officer. On paper, you will be in charge of security while the two cities are connected, and you will have a certain level of support from me. I need to run a thorough investigation into the dangerous elements hiding among human citizenry and ensure it's smooth sailing. Should the need arise, you may resort to the most extreme measures.
Why me?
Because you are Lin Yusia. Because you can take care of this. I want you to do in Yumen what the Rat King did in Lungmen all those years ago.
Chief Wei, you didn't discuss this with my father before you came to me, did you? I don't know if I'd want to work for Mr. Wei.
Yusia.
Dad, you didn't tell me you were coming.
You accepted Wei Yanwu's mission. I came to take a look.
So you've heard.
Investigating smugglers, eh?
And ooh, my door just randomly opened. Let me close it real quick. That bothers me. I hate when it does that. Spooky. Okay, all closed. Man.
Investigating smugglers, eh?
I didn't want to trouble you. The man, since you know what Mr. Rat King and his daughter look like, I wonder what Mama looks like.
Look at you, going through all the trouble to hide this from me. It's Wei Yanwu who you should be troubling. You never considered turning this down?
Somebody has to maintain the peace here.
Wei Yanwu has many a capable character under his wing. Why must you of all people clean up his mess? Never mind. I could figure out what kind of excuses Wei is making, even if I had to think with my tail. You should know what's happened tonight.
So that's where the soldiers locked the city gate. So much has happened in the span of a day. If this was really a coincidence, it would have had to be a hell of a coincidence.
The chief of Lungmen finds himself the target of an assassination attempt. The Grand Master has his sword taken, and an Imperial Astronomical Bureau messenger was killed. Each of these would have made the headlines on its own. And they all occurred within hours of each other. It's unimaginable what kind of forces are behind them. When Wei Yanwu came to you, did he explain how dangerous this was going to be?
All I knew was this wasn't going to be a walk in the park.
Yumen is not Lungmen, and you are not me.
I know that well. I will deal with this carefully. The agents I brought with me from Lungmen are all masters in their fields, and have all followed you for years. Plus, I know the world of Jianggu. I've seen enough.
If you know what it is you're doing, then I won't keep rambling. I just hope this will be resolved quickly without delaying your trip to Victoria.
It's kind of cute how worried he is about his daughter's mission. And he's like, gosh darn it, Wei Yanwu, how dare you send my daughter to clean up your mess? Daughter, why didn't you turn it down? Do you know how dangerous this is, daughter? He's like, Dad, I got this, no worries. I know I'm not you, I am myself, and I will prove my worth, father. It's just a study trip, I don't have to go.
You've helped me in the LGD take care of plenty of things the last few years, to the point you haven't been able to do what you truly wanted to do yourself.
I did all that on my own volition, and it was all for Lungmen.
It's not your own choice if you haven't seen another path. Sometimes I wonder if, perhaps like Jian, you should...
Dad, are you hurt? I'll get a doctor.
No need. It's been years since I've taxed my arms and legs so much. My bones are aching. Looks like taking walks in the park every day isn't quite enough exercise.
I'll take you back to the General's estate.
No need for that either. I'll find an inn nearby to stay the night. Even getting to meet my old friends once a plenty, and I can't stand the atmosphere in that house tonight.
I can see both of their sides. Because true, it was, in Yusia's choice to do the things that she did. But at the same time, there weren't really options. I mean, the options were do it or don't do it. That's it. Not do this or this. It's just do this or not do it. So it's kind of sad in that sense.
My, what a coincidence. I heard a commotion at the edge of the city earlier in the evening, and I'd figured something big must have happened, and now that I find you here, Mr. Lin, I'm sure something big must have happened. So what you're saying is, an old rat like me might as well be a plague? Of course not, I was only joking. Yusia, let me have a few words with Mr. Lee in private.
Please excuse me.
From the looks of it, your search in Human hasn't been too successful. Don't get me started. The man has been gone for well over a decade. I was never banking on finding him within a month. But it doesn't matter how long it takes, we still have to look out for him. You are a carefree man. It is only when it concerns this old friend of yours that you burden yourself so much. Maybe I owe him from a past life. Since you aren't in a hurry, may I hire Lee's detective agency for a job? How could I refuse a job from Mr. Lin himself? That gets me thinking though, haven't I been taking on a few too many troublesome jobs lately? It goes to show what a capable man you are. We'll say I owe you one if you do this for me. Well, with such a generous offer on the table, looks like I really have to think this over and see if I can manage it. Heh, only a crafty fellow like you could manage this.
I feel like he's probably gonna hire Mr. Lee to help like his daughter out in secret. That's why it's like, daughter, please leave me. Please leave so I can have a private conversation with Mr. Lee. It's like, oh, so Mr. Lee, my daughter, she's gonna go on her first mission. Can you just like make sure things go well? Yeah. Don't tell her I told you this. Thanks. Which would be adorable, actually. Man, I think I could refuse both Old Man Lin and Wei Yanwu, but if, you know, Wei Yanwu's wife asked me a favor, I would be willing. Because Old Man Lin, the thing I have against him is his thing against Emperor. Like, come on, dude, why ruin the concert? 1, 2, 9, 10. All the names above me in the rankings look pretty tough. Okay, calm down. Just do your best. Why can't I leave the city? 2 of my brothers just died out there.
The gate is closed. Please leave.
Hey, be reasonable. Can't you... You? Whoa. The fourth hunk with the golden mace got kicked right out of the arena. That feeling girl has won 5 straight matches now. You. Hey, ni hao. I watched all your matches today. You've got amazing kung fu. Wanna come work for me in my escort association? Escort association? Not interested. Don't be so quick to refuse. With your skills, I can give you a more than decent wage. I'm not planning on making a living with my fists. I have a degree in mechanical engineering, I'll have you know. Mechanical... what? Never mind that. That just means you're something of a scientist, right? Yeah, science. The escort association I'm talking about is a new kind of logistics company. Science graduates like you have a bright future with us. Hey, don't just walk away, I'm serious. So, that just happened. It sounds like you're going to have to wait till the lockdown is over before you can take your friends' belongings and news of their deaths back home to Shangshu. I'm the one who brought them here. No matter how, I will bring them home. Before I came to Yumen, I ran into Mr. Zhang in Shangshu by chance. He told me that when the day comes that no one needs kung fu to protect themselves, that's when we will finally have true peace. Dad is right about that, but for now, I'm more fond of another saying, an eye for an eye. I will find the one who did this. I feel bad for Du. Like, those are her boys that went poof. Like, I remember how close she was with her boys. What are you two doing here? Yusia? The government official lady from earlier? I thought you said you'd get to the bottom of this. How are you going to get to the bottom of anything now that we're on lockdown? You two know each other? There's been a turn of events. Things are apparently trickier than I thought. Then let me investigate with you. I can help out too. Oh, I hope they agree to this. This is a cute team. This is the most adorable team. Waifu, Du, and Lin. It's too dangerous. I can't drag outsiders. What's that sound? Drums from the outer city district? Look, the beacons are lit on the city walls. It's the Wanfang Festival, one of human traditions. It's a ceremony held every year at the beginning of spring, and it lasts 3 days. The drums at the barracks are beaten for the citizens' benefit. Each beat tells them the city, the lands, and all Great Yan are safe. As for the signal fires on the city walls, they are lit to guide the soldiers who gave their lives on the battlefield home. Home. Catastrophes sweep across the country. Barbarians terrorize the borderlands, and bandits stir up trouble. The drums are beaten 17 times, representing the trials and tribulations that befell human the past year, both big and small. This border city has crossed the country's northern regions for centuries, and its citizens are hardened by these disasters. The great wind cannot extinguish the flames in the meadow. The men's eyes fix upon their homes through the night. But yes, I want them to team up. That will be adorable. And of course this... Ah yes, it's currency. Freshly brewed... Beer Dowsy. We are exchanging wine for items in the shop, as one do. Yellow Sands. Oh, it's not too scary of a map, actually. Though I shall drink some water because hydration important. Delicious water. And now mission start. Anasa. The word means one without roots in an ancient language. What do I think of the story so far? So much is going on right now. We were introduced to the group of powerful old men, and then they got jumped, and now Mr. Wei Yanwu is under house arrest for a bit because they're worried about him getting assassinated, and now Lean's going on her first job. Du's boys got destroyed on their first job, which is really sad for her and her boys. And Waifu just wants to find her dad. Like, oh, all these different stories. The word means one without roots in an ancient language. My people say that all things are uncertain except life and death. Trying to cling on to something only brings trouble. That's why we drifted from one place to another. Living with the barren lands, there is always water and game to be found. And at the end of our lives, we return to dust, return to the earth. But a catastrophe destroyed our camp, and most of us lost our lives in the migration. A woman from a nomadic city happened to pass by and guided us to safety. She taught us how to fight, shared knowledge, and told us stories of the cities. She said that everyone should have a place to call home. I feel like they should explain what Anasa is. Unless they don't, then oof. Stay down. Ancient Sarkas language. Who are you? Why am I here?
Can't understand a word, not that it matters. You're here to heal your wounds. You'll do exactly as the doc says if you want to see the sun rise again. If they don't want to die here, do as I say.
Oh. So they're a Sarkaz tribe migrating to the east. Huh. In hesitant Yanese, where am I? Who are you?
This is an infirmary, and you're a patient. I'm a helper at the infirmary.
Where's my sword? The girl reaches around her in a panic, only calming down when she finds the weapon beside her. It's there, thank goodness.
We found you passed out at the door of the infirmary yesterday, but you wouldn't let that sword go. Did you get hurt fighting over it?
Doesn't concern you.
No need to look at me like that. I could have taken it while you were passed out if I wanted to. I've seen so many people die over so-called masterwork weapons. Did you really think that wielding a weapon like that would make you strong enough to beat enemies you couldn't? I don't trust weapons. The only thing I trust is my fists.
As one do, Mr. Burly Man, as one do. Huh. So they are one without roots. Nah, they have their roots. Heck, they even speak the ancient language still. I feel like that is like the most, I guess, rooty you can get.
A true warrior shouldn't entrust victory to something else.
You don't understand. I'm not trying to fight with a sword. I want to repay a debt.
The sword is a weapon for killing.
My mentor told me the sword means a lot to her. I promised her that I would bring her the sword, or bring it to her grave at least. Aw, all for her mentor. Though her mentor was obsessed with the sword, huh? I mean, it makes it sound like a cursed blade, which isn't too far off, honestly.
Has your mentor passed away?
Yes.
Well, I'm not interested in listening to people talk about their debts and grudges. If you say you fought over the sword to repay a debt, I'll believe it. A woman who's almost died has no need to lie. So it means you see your obligations as being more important than your life. That's not a bad thing.
Why did you help me?
What's an infirmary for if not to help people?
But I don't have any money. I know that money is required in exchange for kindness in the nomadic cities.
That's not wrong. But you can work your debt off as well. Why do you think I'm working here for the doc? The difference is that I'm working to repay the medical bills of the people I beat up.
Of course, Mr. Burly Man, of course.
I do the heavy lifting at the clinic, so you should learn to do things like drying herbs and wrapping wounds. You don't owe as much as I do. A few months should be enough to pay out your debt off.
No. I will find a way to repay your kindness, but I am in a hurry. I need to get out of the city.
You're not going anywhere. I said stay down. You're here to get your injuries healed. You managed to survive them. Would be a shame if you died now, not to mention an embarrassment to the clinic. But kindness is important too. I'll think about it. Once you healed up and repaid your debt.
You ain't going without paying.
Another patient? I'll take a look. Stay down!
That's cute traits. Horns and tails with a little halo. That is adorable.
What is it? Are you the doctor, sir? The doc's out. I'm a helper here. I can help you if you just want the meds, but you'll have to wait until if you want the doc to look at you. I apologize for the interruptions. We're investigating a case and pursuing a suspect. Here's my token. We would appreciate your cooperation in answering a few questions. Ask what you want. I'll decide if I want to answer. Has this clinic treated or seen anyone who suffered a serious stab wound? Nope and nope. Either you're buying or you go find someone else to bother. I would like to take a quick look. It'll only take a minute. Nope. Patients and customers only. I have nothing but the greatest respect for the clinic's work. I would rather not have to force my way in. But this concerns the safety of all of human. Your cooperation would be appreciated. You got your rules, I got mine. You ain't coming unless I say so. Then I apologize.
Zule's movements are swift as a foul beast. But he feels a hand on his collar just as he's about to cross the clinic's threshold, throwing him backwards. The burly man continues to stand there, as though he has never moved. It is as though the foul beast flew into an invisible and boundless net.
This man is no ordinary brute. I said, you ain't coming in. You got a death wish, kid? Do you understand the consequences of obstructing justice? Don't understand, don't care. Try that again, I dare you. Enough. This is not a game. Huh? There's someone else in there? Hey, where did the girl go? What the?
Bandages and cotton balls are scattered on the table, and the bed is still warm. The air smells of blood and herbal medicine.
You said no heavily wounded patients were taken in lately. How do you explain the gauze and blood? Aya! I told her to stay put. She said she needed to get out of the city. She must be headed to the gate. Oh no. I gotta catch her. The doc's gonna put her bill on my tab.
I like his priorities. I mean, he seems fine so far, so I'm hoping he isn't waifu's dad, or else I'm gonna bonk him. Because he seems to settle his debts. But he's good at that. And if he is waifu's dad, I feel like he would have paid child support based on how he's acting right now, but he didn't, so... Or daddy didn't. A burly man seems fine.
Stop right there.
Tea leaves. Jiangshi rock tea. Kowu flower tea. Jiangchi white tea. Dahuang raw leaves. Anything you want, I've got it here. 2 carts of Longman green tea.
Excuse me, miss. But we don't sell tea by the cart. Miss.
We meet again. Any updates on what I asked you to look into? We agreed on terms.
I don't know what you mean.
You know, that's actually pretty cute then if they don't treat Aripathy as a curse. That's a rare thing. How many caravans in this batch are carrying false permits? How do they get those permits? I need to know more.
I'll pay the taxes I owe. The whole amount. Please don't ask any more questions.
We can talk about your previous offenses another day. Answer my question.
Help! Thief! You've got nerve, stealing in broad daylight. Grab her!
You test my patience.
Watch out. I saw an accomplice go that way.
Foolish man. You think you can get away from Lin Yuxia that easily?
Excuse me. The owner's out. You need something made? I just have a couple of questions. This is a smithy. The inn's where you go for gossip. I hear there are some old Jianghu Kung Fu stories that can only circulate here. Fine, I guess it can't hurt to have someone to chat with while I work. Fire away. I really ought to buy something for your trouble. What do you want? Frying pan? Kitchen knife? How about a sword? Sorry, can't do that. Household items only. But the sign on the door says Sword Forge. This is probably the last place in Human that still uses that particular wording. It's just a name. The owner could change it to the tea parlor or the guest house if he wanted. Fair enough. You're not from around here, are you? Tourist? I've wanted to see the deserts of Human for a long time. We get a bunch of tourists every time we link up with Lungmen thanks to the wuxia TV shows. Anyone with half a brain would know that it's all fake.
My dad is into, like, those types of TV shows.
What's the good about this backwater place? Did you want a souvenir sword? Trust me. You're better off getting a pack or two of human jerky.
I would visit Human for a tour. Especially for all the inns, all the delicious food.
Every place has its own unique scenery. It's always worth a look. Setting aside whether the TV shows are fake or not, I'm sure there's a story behind this smithy. Sure of that, are you? I don't mean to offend, but every shop I passed by on my way from the market was full of people, except this one. Why would a shop with no history or business be on a busy street like this? And I doubt a shop that really has no business would have so many furnaces burning and so many iron ingots lying around. This is why I hate talking to smart people. Makes my head hurt. I'll take that as a compliment. Alright, what do you want to know? I wanted to ask you about stories from the outside world of Kung Fu. I wanted to ask you about stories from the world of Kung Fu, but you've piqued my interest in something else. How did the Sword Forge become a smithy?
A man running for his life can always find an extra burst of speed. Just as he's about to shake his pursuer, a rope appears out of nowhere, tripping him over. He tries to pull himself back up, only to find nothing but quicksand around him. Had enough yet? Gasp for air, exhausted. Good. Now we can talk. What are you afraid of?
This group is different.
I know.
They'll have my head if I talk. I have a family. They're counting on me to feed them. Please.
I'm glad you remember that you have family. Let me remind you. They're all in Lungmen.
You. Miss Lin, I know how you and the Rat King operate. You wouldn't.
That's up to you. Or do I really need to prove to you of what I'm capable of? Tell me what you know.
The smugglers that make the rounds when Lungmen and Human link up are usually pretty consistent. The same groups, working with the same forgers, same suppliers, same fences. This time around, though, there's a new group that nobody knows anything about, not even the oldest crooks. Some tried to pick a fight, and nobody ever saw them again.
The new smugglers disappeared?
No, the ones who picked the fight.
What else do you know?
Out with it. I've heard, well, rumors about where they hide and sell their stuff.
And if I had Lin Yuxia's power, I would want to make a bunch of pretty, like, crystal sculptures and maybe fancy windows. Those fancy window panes. You took care of things at the market?
Nothing a few coins couldn't fix.
Good.
And this man?
Take him to the barracks, then back to the LGD after we're done here in Lungmen.
I told you everything I know. Why?
Quit complaining. It's for your own safety. Yeah, he should know that's for his own safety. He just ratted out a scary group that can make people disappear without a trace. If I told her all that stuff, I'd be like, please take care of me now that I've told you this information. I feel scared. They're gonna make me disappear.
You just disappeared?
The markets of Human are not usually so busy. The streets are packed with people, and parents hold their children's hands a little tighter. It is not easy trying to find someone in this crowd.
Are you buying or not? Get out of the way if you're not buying. You're in everybody's way. Sorry.
The noise of people shouting, arguing, and bartering drowns out deadlier sounds.
What the?
The sword comes from behind without a sound. Zuole takes a step forward, almost by instinct. The point of the sword tears through his clothes, inches from leaving behind a wound that would have crippled him for life.
Who's there?
Zuole turns around, but sees only the bustling market.
Did he intentionally draw me here? A commotion here would. Where are you?
Normal people. Oh, and there's this one sus-looking dude.
The market sure is busy today, isn't it? Mr. Lee? Looks like we have some troublemakers in the crowd. Be careful. I noticed. Did you? Just a little optical trick. Won't last long. It's dangerous here. We should leave. No choice, I suppose. Turns out we're the ones who fell into the trap. Let's get out of here. We don't want civilians getting hurt.
Mr. Lee to the rescue. Man, though, pretty official boy. He's just there to get bullied, huh? Kinda feel bad for him, like... He's on his important job, but nothing's going the way, like, he expects or wants it to. Worst first job. You know when you just... Boop. That's fun, actually. Nah, over here, fine. He is a skirmisher now? There's no... Oh, it's a dude that appears there. He can appear there. Oh no, I hate that. I do not appreciate that, sir. The fact that you can just spawn on the top. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Can you just, like, not spawn here? Oh, and they hit hard. I do not appreciate that at all. Really, can they just not? Yeah, I gotta put an Ash now. I'll replace Saria. No fear, no fear. At this point, it should be fine to just, like, sit back and watch the carnage, kind of. And sip on more water. Delicious water. Oh, I'm so thankful for Susie. Oh no, sir. Oh, I do not appreciate that at all. That is just fear. Can you just, like, not spawn there? Sheesh. Ma, look, a fight. Happens all the time. Haggling turning into a fight. Nothing to see. Stay close. I don't know how I'd find you if you got lost here. If they were invisible when they spawn, that'd be annoying. Unless it's invisible as in, you know, it has that little hazy area, so at least I can see them visibly, but my operators can't, then it's a little bit sad, but not as sad.
They won't give up so easily. Protecting ourselves is one thing, but it'll be hard to avoid harming civilians. Do you have an idea? There's a way out, but you'll have a mess in your hands. Wait! Damn, too late.
The Shanghai Zong dart through the crowds like fins through water. The fins leak from the water en masse. Zhuo Lei and Li cannot hope to fend off their attacks without harming the surrounding civilians. Snow falls. Not scattered flakes of snow, but a steady stream of white. Oh, this is a really badass entrance for her. The blizzard cuts off the rapid flow, stopping the Shanghai Zong in their tracks.
Groans.
Such a response is more than just talent and training. It is the result of experience accumulated from countless deadly battles.
Leave.
Don't chase. There are too many people here. These villains have no qualms about harming innocents. Heavy panting.
Bai. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Well, you don't seem to have gotten any better. Ouch! Yeah, Zhuo Lei's just getting wrecked on his first big mission. Like, Lin, she's getting the power of friendship with Waifu and Du, while Zhuo Lei's just getting bullied and bullied and bullied.
Why have you come?
The Grand Master instructed me to help you. And who is this gentleman?
A friend I met on a previous mission, and an old acquaintance of Liang's.
Someone without an official position shouldn't involve himself in this, even a friend of Liang's.
Well, I just happened to pass by.
And the transition just showed how badass she is.
Anyway, someone always tells me not to meddle whenever I'm hired to do something. Guess it's private eye trope. And guess it's a private eye trope. My life would have been in danger if not for your help. But are you really here by chance? Would the Sui regulator believe me if I said yes? No jokes, please. This is important. I never look for trouble. Trouble just has a tendency to find me. I'll leave it at that my client is an acquaintance of Chief Wei of Lungmen. You may have already met him at the barracks last night. I guess the ones who attacked you just now were the people he hired me to find. What else do you know about what happened in Yumen last night?
When was the last time Zhuo Lei won something? He won his uncle's admiration, but then again, that is pretty much his uncle, so I don't know if that counts.
Not much. The ones who hire private eyes aren't exactly the talkative types. You get used to it. Maybe I could help if you told me more. I stabbed the assassin in the scuffle last night, so I started my search in the clinics. I searched every single clinic in the city and didn't find anything unusual. Until the last one. A man called himself a helper and would not let me in. I forced my way in and found gauze and blood. The man ran off with an agitated look in his face. Someone had the nerve to obstruct the Sui regulator in Yumen. I wasn't sure what to make of it. Obstruction of justice is a crime, but I couldn't make heads or tails of what the man was talking about. It didn't feel predetermined. It didn't feel premeditated. Could you describe the man in more detail? Let me think. Feline, male. Looks to be in his 40s. Exceptionally skilled in kung fu. Could it really be him?
We should hurry. Yusia wants us to visit the deceased bodyguard's family. I'm coming. This isn't the last house anyway. Say, I haven't had the chance to ask you. Why did you come to Yumen? I told you. I set up my own logistics company. I'm hoping that they're just like, making it seem like he is the father, but he's not actually the father. Though I would want waifu to meet her dad, but still. Mr. Zhang told me his daughter came to Yumen too, but I didn't expect to actually meet you. That's how fate works, I guess. Say, since we worked together on this case, wouldn't it be natural for you to join Xingyu Logistics afterwards? You're still talking about this? Anyway, it seems like Yusia dragged a lot of people she knows into this. I didn't know she was the Rat King's daughter. You know Mr. Lin too? Not really. Dad's heard of him on his travels. I thought you would know each other well, being fellow Lungmanites. Lungmen isn't exactly one of those small towns where everybody knows everybody. I see Mr. Lin from time to time in the course of my work, but I've only heard rumors about Yusia. I'm curious, what do Lungmanites think of the Rat King? The word Lungmanite is way too broad. Some think of him as a benevolent protector, some want as little to do with him as possible, others just see him as a kindly old man. Only one thing is certain, he's the key to Lungmen's peace and security. Sounds like someone not to be trifled with. Must be hard being Miss Lin. Why do you say that? Fathers always want their children to walk the path they paved for them. Especially accomplished fathers. Do you not get along with Mr. Zhang? I wouldn't say that. It's more like I prefer some distance between us. Some fathers out there don't care about the children at all. They do as they please, leaving their children for somebody else to care for. They disappear for a decade without a word. Do you mean? Never mind. I don't want to bring him up now. If the old man went missing for a decade, I would take over the association and rebuild it in my own image. I would show him that I can do better. But what if he never comes back to see how well you've done? This is the place. Hello? Anybody home? It's kind of awkward. What an awkward conversation. Stu wants to complain about dads while waifu tries to join a little bit like, yeah, well, at least your dad's in your life. It's like, like if my dad disappeared, yeah, I would do this. It's like, but what if your dad doesn't check on your accomplishments? Even though you did that. It's like, this is getting awkward. Oh, look, we're at the house. Is anyone home? Excuse me, where? Hey, the door's unlocked, and there's nobody in the clinic. This is the fourth place. The guard who died was the son of the doctor here. The doctor's a local who's been running the clinic for decades. No other members in the household. Oh, that is so sad. News of the messenger's death reached the city yesterday afternoon. The doctor should already know. But the room is neat and tidy. Not a speck of dust on the furniture. The two bags in the corner look like items from today's market. I don't know human customs, but it's as though nothing happened whatsoever. How would a father react to the news that his child is dead? Certainly wouldn't act like nothing happened, at least. But there's no one home. It's not right for us to barge in. Let's rendezvous with Yusia.
The warehouse that the smuggler talked about is just ahead. Strange.
Do you know this place?
I checked out the various depots in the city when I visited last time. This warehouse was used by the Southside Sword Forge for storing metals and originium fuel. The Sword Forge is a reputable business operation. It shouldn't have anything to do with this. Yamo Gaoko? He played us for fools!
Take it easy. We're in no rush. He doesn't have the nerve to lie in a situation like that. We're already here. All we need to do is take a look. You keep watch. I'll check it out.
Be careful. Lost your way, miss?
Isn't this the stonemason's warehouse? I'm here to buy stone. Your boss couldn't sculpt his way out of a shoebox, but the stone's not half bad, so I thought I would buy a bunch. I want to buy a bunch of stone too. For giving complex orders to follow, I feel like it's probably Yusia that gives the most complex ones. He gave me permission to come to the warehouse. He says he'll show me around. Since she technically works in the underworld, right? Underworld dealings are more complex, I feel like. Just because it's more sneaky.
Dong's stonemason?
Think so. The shop at the east end of the market.
Zong's stonemason's warehouse is on the west side. This is the south side. So you can stop right there. Look around you. Nothing but iron and scrap metal. Not a rock to be found. I'm sure you're lost.
Damn, I even paid a guy to take me here. That fraud. Sorry for the intrusion.
It's fine. Let me see you out.
The clouds part to let the bright sun shine through. Stinging Lin Yuxia's skin slightly, she subconsciously reaches behind her neck, then looks up at the man. What kind of attire would leave a sunburn on a neck like that?
What are you looking at?
Nothing. Goodbye.
How did it go?
Stay here and keep a close eye out for nearby movement.
Something didn't seem right.
Don't ask questions. Just keep your eyes peeled and report anything unusual. I mean, it's not like she can be like, that man had a weird sunburn. It's like, what?
Roger.
Yay! And I'll do one more story stage, and then I want to summon a little bit. I did not use my 10 ticket yet. I've only used my free daily ticket so far. And I got the new 5-star, so yay! And I ain't using a support unit so I can farm easy afterwards. I mean, working with Chen sounds nice, but at the same time, with Yusia sounds more exciting. Just because of all the sneaky. So, at least one of each.
Let us out. We've been through this. The General has declared a high alert to ensure human safety. No one is allowed to leave the city without permission. Turn back. You dare speak of human safety to me? We are guarding human long before you ever picked up a stick, kiddo. In times like these, I need you to think about the greater good. The greater good? Do you remember when a group of bandits infiltrated the city and injured innocent people in the process? It happened so suddenly and the situation was so messy that you refused to lift a finger. So we had to take things into our own hands. We chased them hundreds of li and spent 3 whole days in the desert. We had to carry half of our brothers back to the city, but we managed to drag the bandits along with us. Now our brothers lie dead out there, their bodies still rotting, and you're asking us to wait? Master Jing, we know your story, and we have infinite respect for you. But General Zuo has declared that while we are hunting a serious criminal, no one is to leave the city without his permission. His awe-inspiring authority has me quaking. Tell that Zuo Xuan Liao to come out here and face us. Impudence! Master Meng. I heard you shouting from across the city. These men are only following orders. Why do you have to be so hard on them? We can't let them talk to us like this. You're venerable elders of our city. You fought many battles to defend human, even messengers through catastrophes. Our stability is thanks to your hard work. Even though the Lord Exorcist and the Grand Master are still present, you dare to flaunt your seniority as if it matters. Have you no heart? Good men need not remind the people of their past deeds. If you need to boast about it, that just goes to show how little it truly mattered.
I'm happy Mr. Ming is butting in because I feel bad for those guards. They're just like, I'm doing my job. They said I can't let anyone through. Even if I respect you, sir, I can't. It's because of my job. If I let you through, I'm gonna get fired. I need this job for my family. I have a child at home that needs food. Like, I'm a new father. Please, please don't do this to me, elder. Is what I'm imagining it must have been like.
Go home and make no further trouble. I will ensure your fallen brothers are spoken for. Yes, master. The blame lies with me. I neglected their discipline. We would never blame you. Also, thank you for butting in. About those 4 brothers, you have my condolences. I'll take care of their families. There's no need to bother the Lord Exorcist. But since they died delivering a letter for human, I'd like to ask the Lord Exorcist his opinion on the situation. We have to focus on the assassin for now, but when we're done, the Lord Exorcist will absolutely dispatch troops to clear out the bandits. Right. You have to prioritize, that makes sense. I just want a word with the Lord Exorcist. I need a reply, any kind of reply, to answer to those brothers. Once we are done with this, you're all welcome to the Sword Forge for drinks. Mr. Mang, you're so cool. Thank you.
Yusia, how's the situation on your end? Have the families of the victims been located? Actually, 2 of the 4 were living alone. As for the other 2, their families happened to be away from home, so we took it upon ourselves to barge in. It's a bit strange that all their homes look so normal on the inside. Could it be a coincidence that they all just happened to be out? A whole day has passed since we got the news of their deaths. Oh? Who goes there? You scared the life out of me. I just felt like someone was watching us. You could sense that even in this crowd? Let's continue this inside the inn.
Lin Yusia, stay your steps.
Uncle Taihei, stop butting in. Go find your nephew. You know this man? Just give me a moment. I'll have a few words with him. Alright. I hope I can bring Du over to my Rose Island someday. I didn't expect the monitor censor of the Department of Discipline and Supervision to remember me. I think it's been 5 years since we last met.
The timing of our meeting was a memorable one.
But not very pleasant.
This official business, you and I both. Are you also here to investigate the events that have transpired in Yumen, Envoy Lin?
Can the monitor censor offer any leads?
No, at this time. I am not intervening in an official capacity. I am merely acting as a former subordinate of the Lord Exorcist and as a subject of Yan, to apprehend the villains who disturb the people's peace.
I must say I'm a little surprised that you aren't advising me to stay out of it, Monitor Censor Taihei.
I have no reason to dissuade you from your duties, Envoy Lin. Do forgive me for prying, Envoy Lin. You've only just arrived in the city, so how exactly do you plan to investigate a case when you are yet unfamiliar with the situation?
I have my own means, of course. Don't you worry. Monitor Censor Taihei.
I have no doubt your means will prove more than adequate, Envoy Lin.
You might as well make your words clearer, Monitor Censor Taihei.
As I said, we are an official business and nothing more than that. I merely offer a reminder, Envoy Lin. The enemy lies in the open while we are hidden. But do be careful still. I will take my leave.
I've seen that big guy before in Shangshu. I think he was from the Department of Discipline and Supervision. Just how many Mandarins do you know? It's not like we're friends. We just have prior dealings. What's the difference? The difference is that you don't want to be friends with some people you have dealings with. Let's go. Yeah, I don't think I want to be friends with Mr. Taihei either. Dusk. The sun goes down quickly in early spring, and the weather is still a little cold. The old man fills the furnace with a handful of firewood. The weak fire is not fit for forging or even for heating. These days, all the forge equipment runs on originium, but the old man stubbornly keeps such a useless furnace here. While waiting for the fire to intensify, he picks up a broom and carefully sweeps up the sand that has accumulated in the courtyard overnight, leaving none of the crevices between the stone bricks untouched. I like how thorough Yusi is being. And how open she is to the power of friendship right now. She's like, you know what, you girls are tough. Join me. Of course, the old man knows that it will only stay clean for a moment and will soon return to its sandy state. But he still toils to sweep the ground over and over again, as if hoping to catch a glimpse of a completely clean forge.
These legs of mine are still ache from the cold. Even the weather is getting warmer. It's about closing time. If it isn't urgent, why not come back tomorrow? Are you looking for someplace else, girl? This is a forge, not a clinic.
I'm looking for a place mentioned in a story.
You're hurt too bad to be running around the city like this. I hate to say it, but the city is under high alert right now, and a girl with a knife wound has shown up on my doorstep. It'll be trouble for me if I don't take her to the authorities. The last thing I want is more trouble, so I'd better get her to explain where she came from.
Are you the one called Meng Tieye?
It means something that you know my name, young as you are. But I don't recognize you at all.
Sifu told me that there is a forge hidden here in the nomadic city, and that the owner of the forge is a skilled swordsmith. He can make all kinds of weapons and armor, and also craft toys for the children of the city.
I can't recall anyone who would talk about this old man like that.
In the yard of the forge lies the pagoda tree, transplanted by the both of you from a faraway place. The old man can't help but look back. In the corner of that yard stands a pagoda tree, leaves swaying slightly against the evening wind. Spring comes late in the north, and new leaves have yet to grow on the branches.
Now, we can say that the battle is truly over.
We suffered a number of casualties, but for the next 20 years at least, these bandits would be cowed.
I've heard tales from long ago. The expedition celebrating their triumphs by carving out their achievements on the furthest mountains they could see. Perhaps today we are worthy of that legacy.
Not a bad idea. But we have only sand around us, and nothing solid on which to write.
There's a lone tree here, so why not?
Good. Let's go with that. Good? This withered tree's about to crumble into dust, and you still want to torment it?
Do you have an alternative then?
What's the point of engraving your exploits on a fixed point when we live in a nomadic city that regularly travels thousands of li? Why don't we take this tree back and replant it in Yumen? Our story will be remembered by the tree if it manages to take root in the city, even for just a day. Slap.
Very well. Not a bad idea at all.
Did you get heat stroke from being out here too long?
We're at least 100 li from Yumen. Are you planning to carry the tree all the way back there? Why not? We carried so much food and water on the way here, and now it's all gone. So what's wrong with bringing an extra tree on our way back? General Zuo, Tieyi, please lend me a hand. Careful not to damage the roots.
I like how they're just casually taking a tree back. Like, welcome back from your journey.
Oh gosh, what are you bringing back? What is that giant tree? You called her Shifu?
Shifu saved mine and my family's lives out in the wilderness and taught us how live among the settled.
What is your name?
Jieyun.
If I'm not mistaken, you're an Anasa, yet you have such a refined name?
Shifu gave it to me.
No wonder. Yun Dong Jian Li Yu. Ye Zai Jishan Jing. A classic poem. The cloud floats for 1,000 li until it finally settles upon a mountaintop. She wished for you to find a home like the cloud.
Shifu recited it better than you, but the meaning is the same.
Aha, I have no doubt. Come to think of it, she gave the Grandmaster his name as well.
That fickle-minded, heartless man!
What's this then? Hold on, that sword you're carrying. You stole the Grandmaster's sword?
I will bring it to Shifu's grave as an offering. The wind whips up the leaves, rustling the old pagoda tree. The fire in the furnace has died down, and the sky grown dark. But the old man does not move. The girl can't see his expression clearly.
She's dead?
Yes, Shifu's illness was very serious. Her last wish was to look upon the sword one last time, so I must deliver it to her. Oh, so that's why. I mean, that's why she's honoring that, or that's why she took the sword, because her master just wanted to see it, like literally just wanted to look at it. One last time. She probably just missed her old friends, that's why. I bet she said that because she just wanted to see her buddies. Do you want it too?
Certainly not. Yumen is a very dangerous place right now, to be right now.
I know that with this sword on me, all the soldiers will be hunting for me.
No, what I'm saying is, the city will become even more dangerous in the near future. It's about to face a test, but before that, I should at the very least try to get you out. Your Shifu is waiting for you, as are all of us.
But how do you get out of the city? I didn't think about it when I came in. They sealed the gates, so I tried to force my way through, and was injured in the process. The wind picks up. A handful of fine sand flies into the old man's face, and into the gap of time that has gone by. It is soft, moist in the twilight hours of early spring. The old man needs the sand in his fingers.
I have an idea. Hey, welcome back. What's the word?
No doctor or staff in the clinic, just some princely-looking official who asked me what I was doing.
And what did you tell him?
Just what you told me. Last night I hurried over with a family member in tow, who suffered a concussion when our store shelves collapsed. We forgot to bring money for the bill, so I came back today to make the payment. The nobleman left after asking me the question. I don't get it. Here's your money back, since I never had to pay anyone.
Just keep it. Take it as a reimbursement for your hard work.
It's so strange. Is Yuman's tourist season that lucrative?
I've heard of Mr. Lee's skill, but to even pull one over on the young like that? That's just any kid. He's a Sui regulator candle holder. I wouldn't dare lie to him. Just helping him rule out a wrong answer. As for Mr. Lean, what are you doing here? Just out for a stroll. If we were in Lungmen Park right now, I believe it. And how are things coming along for you, Mr. Lee? It's a little strange. I haven't been able to figure out exactly what the job is you've asked me to do. But the one I've been looking for might be able to clue me in. That's good to hear. You've tasked me with a job, but you still look uneasy. Why not take matters into your own hands? Any action I take would affect Wei Yanwu's reputation.
Plus, he doesn't want his daughter to be like, Dad, stop meddling with my affairs. Dad, this is my job, not your job, Dad. Get out of here.
I also want to just watch from the sidelines and see how she does things. Now that's the Mr. Lean I know. This is an important moment, but there's still ample time to make a probing move. A beard well lathered is already half shaved. I have trust in you as well, Mr. Lee. Wei Yanwu has often lamented your decision not to stay with the LGD. Let's not talk about that. Wei Yanwu doesn't let go of somebody if he's decided they're useful to him. Speaking of which, are you still determined to have your girl, Yusia, take over your work? That's not for me to decide. If she wants to stay, Lungmen will have a place for her. If she wants to leave, Lungmen won't trouble her. I would like you to take care of her, no matter what path she takes, Mr. Lee.
Wow, Mr. Lee has to watch over everyone's kids, huh? So man, out of all the dads right now that I've seen, I feel like the Rat King might be the best dad. Like out of like the main cast type of like peoples. Yeah, he might just be the best dad. Like he wants his daughter to have the freedom of choice. He's not gonna force the family business on her if she doesn't want it. He's even willing to send her off to Victoria to learn if she really wants to. Like, wow. He's a good dad.
It's an honor to have your trust, Mr. Lin. If there's anything I can do to help out, I will give it my all. Doze. Now then, time to stop bothering you and continue my stroll. Oh. Why Tianpei? He's a father too? Did you see the citywide notice issued by the patrol battalion on your way here?
When's the last time I saw a good father figure in Arknights? That's still alive? Oh, if it's still alive, then I guess it'd have to be Mr. Lean. If it's someone who passed away, you know, Lumen's papa. That was just sad. That was so sad.
According to the Imperial Astronomical Bureau's latest calculations, human needs to adjust course to avoid a catastrophe. Starting tomorrow, at the hour of Shen, the city will begin to slow down. By around the hour of Yu, it would have dropped to its lowest speed, and will pick up again once the course has corrected. Your chance lies with that time frame. Your chance lies within that time frame.
But if the city slows down, won't the gates be even more closely guarded?
Dear girl, you take a good look around you before entering Yumen. A desert spanning thousands of li with only misfortune and the occasional traveler to meet. But a part of Yanni's territory still. The very beginning, Yumen was designed as a military fortress to guard the north. Which is why the city has sand sluices and dams on the outer wall, unlike conventional nomadic cities.
It is said that Atumu Tianchi took inspiration from the water wheels in the Jiangnan waterways and fitted it onto this border city. The base of the city sinks into the sand, but the huge dam powered by arts are always running to disperse the sand and remove all forms of resistance. Thanks to these sand sluices, the city of Yumen is able to move flexibly across the vast desert and adapt to any situation. Like a river current, it moves with a tide, a spectacular sight to behold. I'm curious about the Victorian schools since they seem popular. Like heck, didn't Qian go there and then that's how she met Bagpipe?
Normally, the sand sluice would never serve as a path for people to walk on. If one jumps into the sand sluice, he can only expect to be crushed by the turbines or suffocate under the rolling yellow sand. So tomorrow, at the hour of view, when Yumen is traveling at its lowest speed, the flow of sand through the sluices will also be slowed. But at least there's a ghost of a chance in this idea.
I'll do it. I need to get out of the city by any means.
But what about your wounds?
I'll manage. I went to a clinic earlier.
Good. It's just that security around the sand sluices is usually lax. But I'm not sure if things have changed now, with the city under high alert.
Oh yeah, and Ciotis did go there for school. That just means their schools must be super duper good if everyone's going there. On my way here, I heard the general of the city is personally leading the defense of the keep.
It seems. To meet or not to meet, that was a question, but it seems the answer is meet.
You're going out?
We have to be quick. I need to go scout the surroundings. There's also some preparations to be made. If you're to leave the city via the sand sluices, I'll hang a closed sign on the door while I'm out, so make use of this time to recuperate. I'll come back to fetch you.
Dai Suyuze. Yusia? Head up to my room first. I'll be there in a minute. Any news?
Not long after you left, some people in the smith's clothes showed up, moved their goods, and healed up and headed someplace else. I tried to follow them, but they seemed to be in our line of work. They realized someone was telling them and quickly shook me off with their trail. I returned to the warehouse to take another look, and it had been cleared out completely. I don't know where these people are hiding, but it's clear that something strange is going on. Your intuition was spot on. There's something off about that sword forge.
I'm afraid we've already set the enemy on alert, and we've yet to find our key evidence. The dark clouds over the city get thicker every day, while the sand in the wind is also denser. The situation is urgent. Since we have our suspects, we can try some things out.
Dai Suyuze?
Go to the barracks and fetch something for me. Okay, time to go to the barracks.
Okay, time to search for the thing that
Yusia needs.
Fine, I guess I'm searching.
Searching be fine. And I forgot to put an ash. Oh well, I'll put her in later. Silly me.
Derp, derp, derp.
I shall put her here because why not? Yeah, it's good to put someone like that there. No fear, no fear, no fear, no fear, no fear. No fear. Out of range, but still, no fear. That thing looks dangerous. Good thing that Susie can get rid of it. Oh gosh, there's a dude there. Get him, Thorns! No fear. Oh, just out of range. That's annoying. That's really, really annoying. Start moving, Sarah. Let Thorns bonk you. Please help, Susie. Get rid of the intimidating things. Very, very good. And actually, I can just replace her with someone else. I'm just gonna have Silver Ash point there because that just triggers me. Ew. Oh. I like how edgy the ringleader looks. Also, we got a regular sized sword and a tiny one.
The deed is still not done. There was some serious kung fu on both sides, so we had no chance to strike. Leave that young candle holder to his own devices. He won't affect our plans.
Wow. Even here, he's still being bullied. It's like,
Yeah, you know him, that young boy.
yeah, he ain't nothing. Let's focus on the others. Ouch.
But that woman from Lungmen was never accounted for, and she's still after us. What a pain. We'll keep an eye on things, and we'll make a move when the time is right. No, after these two clashes, the Mandarins will definitely be on high alert. So we have to be more cautious. I can't let the woman live for another 2 days, but our organization can leave no clues. Right. Then what do we do now? Just wait. It won't be long before he gives us fresh orders. The mounts, seas, and all in between shall be our masters. They've stolen the land without even knowing it. The people will pay for their arrogance. Soon. And who might you be waiting for? Attempted assassination of the court official and distributing the people's peace. And disturbing the people's peace. Your conduct befouls the laws of Great Yan. It's like they mean nothing to you. You have two options. Lay down your arms and come with me, or I bring you in. You were followed. It's the same man from before. You turned the tables on you. Considering his skill, it's no surprise you couldn't do anything about it. But in the end, it was still you who had led this man here. Do you understand? Yes. Good. Now we'll get rid of him first, and then decide how to deal with you. You dare? Late as it is, you're still awake? We must be vigilant, lest something like yesterday's incident happen again. Surely. The Grand Master has not invited me out so late to enjoy the scenery.
What do I make of this organization's discipline? Well, not sure how the punishments are, like how strict they be. But they are gonna punish him after they get rid of Scary Uncle. If they can anyways, which I kind of doubt they can.
It's auspicious for Lord Wei to stand here with us at such a crucial moment. Indeed, it would have been best to take a stroll through the city of Yumen and enjoy its scenery. The Lord Exorcist's decision naturally comes after careful consideration. Perhaps this is not for me to say, but the Lord Exorcist's responsibilities reach far beyond the safety and security of Yumen. The consequences of just one mishap are grave enough that the word trust no longer carries much weight. Indeed, it is so. Generals Du and I have worked together for decades without relying on trust. I hope you understand. Have I ever expressed any dissatisfaction? Speaking of which, We have yet to properly catch up on each other's affairs. The last time I came to Yumen was 5 years ago. The time before that was 10. But both were hectic visits. And our last meeting, let me think. We were in the capital. Yes, the year you left the capital. I had happened to be there to report on my work. I didn't expect you to remember something from such long ago. Do you not remember it, Lord Wei? I don't recall what year it was exactly, but my memories tell me it was also spring then. Late spring, a little later than the current season. That's it. At the time, you still wielded a sword, and you were not yet called Wei. There was much scenery to enjoy, and plenty of kung fu spectacles too. I have lived for so long. There are not many who leave a true impression. But even now, as I evaluate the various styles of kung fu, I still think about Ti Xiao's ultimate move. I'm honored to win such a praise from the Grandmaster of Kung Fu. The night seemed like it was set to rain, the weather stifling, the clouds looming low. I was on the keep and far away. But even then, I saw a light in the direction of the post house.
Hello, konnichiwa.
The sky abruptly broke with a chill of sword. A sharp and decisive battle of swordsmanship. A sword of status rent. One stand fast. Afterwards, Lord Wei must have left the city. In the end, the rain did not fall. It was a very long time ago. But I wonder why you're bringing this up.
The tower stands high, and the two men's clothes rustle in the breeze. Even though it is a windless night. As far as the eye can see, human sentries and buildings stretch out without end. Only through the wind on the highest points can one clearly perceive that the city is moving at a high speed.
There is treachery in the court, and minds can be unpredictable, surely. No one understands this better than you. But I also believe that whose mind is consumed by ambition and cunning could never wield that style of swordsmanship. There is a matter that I would like you to help with. I dare not refuse a request from the Grandmaster himself. I would ask you to trust Yumen just this once. You and the Lord Exorcist are alike, shouldering the peace of Yan. There are many matters of concern, but in the end, Yumen is unlike young men. Yumen was built on strength of arms, and most of the people here practice kung fu. These people have great passion, but lack strategic thinking. Regardless, everyone here acts for the country and its people, and there is nothing wrong with hating evil as an enemy. I only fear that simple-minded people will be manipulated without their knowing. General Zhu has agreed to a time limit of 3 days. Within these 3 days, you will get your answer. Until then, I hope you will set your grievances with the Lord Exorcist aside and stay your hand. A guest must comply with his host, and the Lord Exorcist has asked me to wait in these barracks at ease. I simply wish to share his burden, but there is really nothing I can do. I recall that envoy Lin of Lungmen, from a few days past, is indeed shrewd and capable, solving several cases cleanly in just a few days' work. I imagine there must be several talents like her in your employ.
Man, these two really are friendly with each other. Like, I remember you from all those years ago. You were special.
You must be overthinking the situation. Whether the Grand Tutor, the Lord Exorcist, or Wei Yanwu, every move is calculated for the safety of the people and prosperity of the country. There should be no conflict between us. But looking back over the few millennia, there has been those who shared a goal, but a number of them inevitably break and even turn against each other, yes? Indeed, you are most qualified to speak of this. Very well, for your sake, I will agree to your request. You have my thanks, Lord Wei. The night is no longer young. I suggest you retire. But there is another thing I think I have yet to mention. Cloud-splitting sword is not actually Ti Xiao's ultimate move.
repressed, gasping.
Now, you still have the option to surrender. Choose that option or you will never stand again.
Anguish groaning. Yeah, Uncle Taihei's pretty tough. Not pretty tough, he's extremely tough.
Right now, it is merely at your waist. Move again and the dirt will bury you up to your shoulders. 3 more of you lie in hiding in the alley on the left. And 2 more in the eaves on the right. Your actions were to draw out my weakness and create an opportunity for an ambush. But you will not get such a chance. I admit, I've underestimated your strength. It's rare for one to be proficient in both Kung Fu and Originium arts. You are unworthy to comment on my Kung Fu. Yesterday, Envoy Lin of the LGD fended off an attack while returning to the city, and was followed today with an errant intent. Earlier, a Sui regulator candleholder met with an assassin in the city center. These acts were most probably all you're doing, correct? To intercept and kill a catastrophe messenger, to steal catastrophe data. Just what are the Shanghai Dong planning in Yumen? Who exactly is behind you? You'd better check who's behind you first. What? Thank you very much for saving my life. I'm sorry for all that.
Taihei can hold his ground against the regular followers, but the boss, the aloof woman, nah, she's scary.
You shouldn't be wasting your time here.
Especially since I don't think she's gone all out yet. She's just a aloof woman. Now, if she went to serious woman, then, you know, that's scary. That is true fear.
The Lungmanite woman investigated the warehouse at the Sword Forge. He's making a lot of trouble.
If you're so worried about trouble, why not go directly to the only variable that can sway the whole situation?
The old man at the Sword Forge.
Go find him and let the catastrophe data disappear along with his body. No, don't go after Uncle.
Understood. Master, look out! You shouldn't be able to stand. Rest. Go.
The ground suddenly sinks beneath them. As if charged with vitality, the raised earth and rocks surround everyone in an instant.
Master, this man is not to be underestimated.
A cold light flashes for just a moment. A man falls to the ground, earth and rock unmoving. The block is dead silent.
Waste of time, and boring beyond comprehension.
Ouch. Yusia, what took you so long? I happened to meet an acquaintance, so I took the chance to say hello. You're a Lungmanite, and yet you seem to know plenty of people in Yumen. Well, that's enough talking. Let's piece together the information we gathered and see if we can figure anything out. I didn't get to finish the conversation on the streets. What progress have you made on your end? Miss Du, what kind of person owns a sword forge? You mean Uncle Meng? Yes. He's an old friend of my father's from when he was still in the business. His kung fu is renowned, but he's good at talking to, and every martial artist in Yumen trusts him. I'm not familiar with Yumen, so Xingyu Logistics has been able to operate here. Being able to operate here is all thanks to him. Does this stuff have anything to do with Uncle Meng? Just wondering. A mortal who might be able to hold their own against her, though. Even if she's not serious. I kinda wanna see her fight waifu. If you have anything to say, get to the point already. I've had a suspicion that this band of thieves causing chaos in the city stowed away with the supplies smuggled from Lungmen. I've been on the smuggler's trail and it led me to the Sword Forge's warehouse. So, what did you find? The warehouse had only iron billets and forge fuel. All the materials you would need for a forge. What was strange at the warehouse, was the warehouse guard. He had an unusual sunburn around his neck. Looked like a mark from wearing special protective equipment. And as I understand it, the catastrophe survey teams dispatched by the Imperial Astronomical Bureau trekked through the desert for long periods of time, and they wear a standardized mask for protection against the wind and sun. The sunburn wasn't faded, and the Imperial Astronomical Bureau has only dispatched that one team lately. So you're saying there's something suspicious about the team, and that they're connected to Uncle Meng? I'm trying to get us on the same page with the facts I found. Human has just returned from the depths of the desert, where the sunlight can be intense and sunburns are common among the city residents. Is that one little thing all you got to make you suspicious? Do you recognize this object? Voice shaking. Where did you find this? The warehouse. I found it lying in a corner. It seemed unique and was standing out from the piles of iron billets and fuel. This is the Xingyu Logistics armband that I designed myself. The red armband is inlaid with gold trim, as well as a Shangshu style embroidery of twin lines flowing through a pattern of 5 pointed stars symbolizing auspicious and smooth trade routes. The signifiers of luck and peace are dyed in disturbing ochre red, and the stains of yellow sand make it look mottled and old. Oh, the bands that she made, they're so cute. Look at all the stuff that she put in. She made it all fancy and even put lucky symbols. Only the kids who followed me to Yumen from Shangshu would have this. Did the cheese also? If what befell the messenger team happened outside Yumen, then this shouldn't have made it into the city at all. Are the cheese still alive? If they are, then why are they hiding? No, who's holding them and keeping them from showing themselves? Uncle Meng? But doesn't he have 4 men he knows on the team? What's going on? Miss Du, let's not jump to conclusions just yet. We need to calmly analyze the... If I can't figure it out, then I might as well stop thinking. I'll just head to the Sword Forge and get my answer. Miss Du. Yusia. I saw a tourist dressed like a Lungmanite downstairs earlier. Probably one of your men. He came to pass you something, right? That armband was evidence brought back from where the messenger team was intercepted and killed outside the city. You're using Miss Du. We have a lot of clues pointing us towards the Sword Forge right now, so we need to probe it a little. Dang! So she's just instigating now. I feel bad for Miss Du. She's just being used. Though I like how Waifu was like, yeah, I know what you're doing, girl. If the man is innocent, then we've ruled out a decent possibility. And she will also feel at ease. If there's really something up with the Sword Forge, won't you have put her in danger? She's certainly not the only one in danger here in Yumen. Yusia, I know you have your responsibilities, and maybe this is just how you've always done things. I'm not about to argue with you over what's right or wrong, but I can't agree with your approach. I have to go help her. So the thing is, for Uncle Meng though, I'm not entirely sure what side he's on. Since he seems to know everyone, but at the same time... There was that suspicious stuff going on about the Sword Forge's warehouse.
Lord Zuo. What happened?
The tall Forte lies on a hospital bed, his visage pale. He's barely still breathing. In Zuole's memories, Taihei was always like a mountain. This mountain stood beside his father and himself, unshakable. What sort of force could break this mountain? Zuole has never considered such a possibility.
Monitor Sensor Taihei was brought to a military camp by 2 civilians not long ago. Tell me his condition first. The medics say they've managed to save his life, but perhaps only his life. Monitor Sensor Taihei has suffered multiple external injuries, but what's more serious is the damage to his organs. He has suffered massive internal bleeding. If he were an ordinary man, I'm afraid he would have already... Uncle Taihei shouldn't have been involved in this. He was helping me under the table. Where's father? The general was guarding the outer city tower. I have also notified the general, and there were only 4 words in his reply. Stay at your post. We're the ones who brought Uncle Taihei here.
Am I surprised Taihei was one-shotted? By the aloof lady, no. Like, I knew he'd be able to beat up her grunts, but... she's on another level. And since Uncle was beaten so easily, I don't think Zuole will be able to do anything.
Tell me the truth. We just saw the Forte dressed in the Mandarin clothes, lying by the roadside. We have no idea what happened, but we figured we should bring him over here. The city is under high alert right now. What were you doing out so late at night? We had trouble sleeping, so we went out for a walk. Who would have thought there would be someone lying on the roadside as soon as we went out? Terrifying. So you live in the area but heard nothing strange? Nothing. Where did you find the wounded? In the south of the city, near the Sword Forge's alley. The Sword Forge... Sorry, can I go home now? No. Your testimony is unclear, so as a witness, you can't leave just yet. Well...
I feel bad for this nervous passerby. If he's innocent, he's like, what the hell? I just wanted to be good. I wanted to be a good civilian, and now I have to stay here? Excuse you, sir. This is what I get for trying to be good, and bringing in a man who's dying on the street. Now I gotta stay back for questioning? Sheesh.
Millennium. Present. I'm moving out. Gather your team. Search the Sword Forge. Sir, the General's orders were to stick to our posts. Father ordered me to hunt down the assassin and locate the sword in 3 days to restore peace in Newman. Even with his strength, Monitor Sensor Taihei has been gravely injured. This surely has some link to the Farenmut followers. Going to the scene of the crime to find the truth and arrest the culprit, is it not sticking to my post?
Sheesh. Do I see anyone that can potentially make her feel pain? Like, besides the three siblings? Maybe the Rat King. Because his arts are scary.
Go. Yes, sir.
The oof. Out of the stages I can farm so far, I wouldn't mind getting more rocks. The more rocks, the merrier. And let me just accept this stuff. And then go over to the other area. As in the headhunt area, because why not? Let me throw in my Winds of Millennia unyielding headhunting permit. Yes. Boop. Oh. Who? Well?
それじゃ何かあれば僕に任せて。
Hey there, acid drop.
はじめまして。あなたがドクター？私は天人家。ドゥリン族の天人家だよ。
Hey there, Myrtle.
仕事も見つかるってドゥリンが言ってたけど、何か私にできることない？背は小さいけど、私ってすごいからね。はじめまして。貨車のチャンネルへようこそ。ドクターの部屋では撮影禁止。わかったよ。
Hey there, Click. When was the last time this happened for our summons? I don't know. It's kind of sad.
術師だ。暇でしょうがなかったからなんとなくここに来たってわけなんだが。私
But hey, more green certificates. Ha 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 ha.
今から抜けてもいいか？
Hey, Lava.
私はロベルタ。また会えたね。ここにサインしたら君専属のスタイリストになれるってことかな。オペレーターになる？どっちでもいいよ。ここにいられるなら問題なし。
Hey there, Berta.
報道予備隊 A6 カタパルト着任です。さてさて、あんたは僕年じゃなくて尊敬すべきドーベルマン教官とは全然違うタイプ。そうだよね。一目でわかるよ。
I want at least one 6-star from this banner. I'm hoping it's Lin.
ピピコっていうの絵描きをしてるよ。そう、ただの絵描きだよ。
Hey there, Deep Color.
お客様、私に最高の笑顔を見せてくれませんか？この私がいる限り、幸せという名の贈り物が
Hey there, Midnight.
あなたの元に届きますよ。
I'm gonna look at the packs later. I don't want to tempt myself until I get paid.
お待ちしております。
どうも、ヘイズだよ。好きなものは気楽な職場と口うるさくないご主人かな。
Hey there, Haze.
お客様、私に最高の笑顔を見せてくれませんか？この私がいる限り、幸せという名の贈り
And
物
again, hey there, Midnight.
絶えずあなたの元に届きますよ。ミッドナイト。いつでもご指名をお待ちしております。
Lots of 4 stars, at least. Yay, look at all those green tickets. Woohoo! Okay, time to try again. Come on! Hey, there's something good. Now that is redemption.
さてさて、あんたは僕年じゃなくて尊敬すべきドーベルマン教
And
官
here,
と
catapult.
全然違うタイプ。そうだよね。一目でわかるよ。
So yo, I'm happy I got my goal of getting to stage 3 tonight. I'm just glad that I don't have to wake up super early tomorrow.
はじめまして。
And ooh, hey Indigo.
ありが
Like
とうござい
tomorrow
ま
I
す。
gotta wake up at like 6 a.m., which isn't too bad.
インディゴ
Considering today I woke up at like, I was supposed to be up by 4.
東大の森人の見習いをしていました。これからは術師として。
Yeah, 6 a.m. ain't too bad. I mean, it hurts, but at the same time, not as bad as 4 a.m.
お客様、私に最高の笑顔を見せてくれませんか？この私がいる限り、
I mean, stream time doesn't really matter, honestly. As in, like the entire length, since if I want to see how much I was technically streaming today, there was like almost 5 hours in the morning for the collab with Pokedude, and then afterwards this one, so hehe. Hello, Midnight. And then hello, Shaw. Who will it be? Yay! Oh, I'm satisfied.
論面スラム街の感染者問題についてはあなたと直接やり取りした方がずっと効率的だと思っていたの。
And basically if I'm not working, I'm pretty much streaming. Like on the weekend I don't have work, but in the morning I have my morning collabs, which are like about maybe 4 or 5 hours each. And then afterwards, if I feel like streaming again, then it's like another 3-4 hours each or more, depending on the type of stream. So that's basically a full day's worth, as in of work. But hey, I'm still happy I got Lin. She was the goal.
ドクター、世話になる。俺はトターという遠距離射撃が得意だ。就業中であれば大小構わずどんな任務でも任せてくれ。
Hey there, Tutter.
コードネームはアレン。今日からは正式所属になるらしいよ。
Nah, I don't need to see how Lin works. She's just cute. I'm bad. I don't do strategy. I just do brute force. And hey there, Ren.
大将、どうも、ジェイと申します。星熊さんに勧められて
Hey there, Jay.
海産物は一通りわかりやす。あとは料理と包丁さばきも。
And luckily I should have enough chips for her to eat.
その辺お手伝いできると思います。
And then later on I gotta buy more EXP tickets from the store and then I can feed it to her. I mean, I have a decent amount right now, but the more the merrier. Hey there, Matoi Maru. And I might throw more summons into this banner besides the free ones, just to try my luck for the brubber. Or the dragon. But right now, I'm satisfied with getting my Lin. That's enough summons for now. Like maybe towards the end of the banner I'll try some more. But right now, I'm just satisfied, you know? It took 22 summons to get her, so that's like the ultimate win to me. I mean, Chongyue, you're cool and all, but Lin, she's just built different. And I kind of want to buy her bag, but at the same time, oh gosh, I'm just scared of the shipping price. He's already $60, plus shipping and handling, I don't know. I feel some fear, I feel big fear, but at the same time, could be worth it because I got her, so sad. I'll just have to think about it. Fear. She does not attack when the skill's not active. Oof. But it's okay. Even if she's squishy, I can just give her a medic to help her. It'll be fine. I am so satisfied that I got her. Very, very good. Dongyu, if you come home, you can hang out with your sisters. If you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine, my boy. But Lin. Oh, the beautiful Lin. Look at her beauty. You know, let me just feed her real quick. Eat this, girl. Delicious. Yummy, yummy tickets. Nom 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 nom. Oh, she's so happy. Look at her becoming all powerful. Yummy.
私も時には物事を円滑に進めるためにこうした場へ顔を出すこともあるわ。これまでどれだけ多くの表彰を受けたかなんて覚えていないほどだけど、結局私はあの影の中へ戻らないといけないの。
Oh, she's so cute. And she'll be fun to have though, or to use during this thing because she's a caster. I need some more people up there. Maybe I'll put her inside just to play around with her. And yeah, oops, wrong type of chip. My bad. I prepared. Look at all these chips I have. Delicious. all prepared for this. I was ready for her. I wanted to summon her so badly that...
The materials are here.
See, look, it's all for her. Whoops, my bad. I forgot that I gotta level her up some more. Eat these, girl. Delicious. Oops. And then here you go. Nom 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 nom. Yummy.
自分の成していることは分かっているからそれで十分よ人に知られずとも良い栄誉だってあるし全ての道を共にする人がいなくても進んでいくことはできるもの
I became stingy with my LMD. Save up so I could just do this kind of thing. Look at how beautiful she is. You know what? Because I like her. Here you go.
問題の解決方法は
Delicious.
いくらでもあるものよだから私にとって証明
Let me just
最後
stare.
の手段なの
Oh, that's kind of fun. I'm just gonna put that there for now. And you know what? Let's just upgrade some skills because that's important, you know? If I didn't do that, that'd be kind of sad. Ooh, look at all the things she needs. Look at her. She's perfect. I just have to raise my trust with her. We're gonna become best friends. I mean, we're on the way to best friendhood, right? I gave her all the material she needs to become a true warrior. Now we just gotta bond. It's all good now. Instant love. Because she came home. I'm happy about her. So satisfied. She'll be in the same team as Chen. Oh, very, very satisfying. Man, I gotta raise her so good, though. Eventually, we're gonna become the bestest of friends, but for now, it's all good. We'll slowly bond together. We'll learn the power of friendship. It's all good. Yeah, I'm satisfied. I'm gonna hope no one ate the cake in the fridge, and if they did, I understand, but if they didn't, I want to celebrate with some cake. Or maybe ice cream because it's hot. I'll decide. And thank you, I'm so happy I got Lin. Yeah, next week I'll continue the story some more. So thank you for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day and epic gacha luck. Oh, I am so satisfied with my Lin. She's just gonna be here. I'm gonna steer her for a while. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Woohoo! Success!